And listen now.
iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a good program set up for you this afternoon. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb does it around 3:20 with JCS News. 4 o'clock hour, it's What'd You Do That's New. We'll go over the listener choice of the Republic of Florida, or West Florida. I have a little something for you later as well. 5 o'clock hour, it's trivia. Daytona 200 tickets, Novocaine advanced screen tickets with that 40x motion and sensory effects. We'll end it up with It's Only Money, and you heard it here first. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the show. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely, very dangerous co-host, Miss Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
And straight ahead, producer Sabrina Ambra. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show, X at Jim Colbert Show, all day, every day, JimColbertLive.com. Send us a talkback if you want to. Oh, do we do those today? Were you here? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, we do.
No, text us, 77031.
I can figure it out,
And
I'm sure.
talkbacks are easy, too. Just get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. Use that microphone to send your comment on down the line.
And be gentle. Sabrina is pulling double shift.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sabrina.
But don't be
No
gentle,
worries.
because she's a tough gal and she can take it.
You know how many points I get with this now?
Yeah, it's a zero.
It's just like a credit card.
Yeah.
So I'll get an insulated iHeart Radio bottle any day now.
These days tough for you?
I'm sorry?
Are these days tough for you when you sit in for us? Thank you so much, by the way.
Oh, no problem. I think it's fun. I love hanging out with you guys.
I appreciate that.
So I will tell you the real answer in about an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
When you start crashing.
No, I'm good. I have a Red Bull,
Yeah.
a protein shake,
What is-
and half an Adderall.
What is your average day like, Sabrina? You get up early? Are you a late sleeper?
Oh,
or-
no. I'm early bird. Morning dove.
Yeah,
I
morning
believe.
dove.
So I'm usually up at like 6.
Yeah. So you go to bed relatively early?
Yeah, for the most part, and then throughout the night I wake up, and it's something I should see a doctor for, but I don't have time for it.
I think you're fine. You're watching any TV shows right now that could be interesting? Anything good?
But I've been Severance.
Severance, of course. Everybody was Severance.
Yeah.
Jack is annoyingly addicted to it.
Oh, damn it! I need to talk to him about it. Then.
Oh man, he is like ganking about it.
It's hard because my girlfriend does not watch the show, and I'm like, hey, it's my day. So if you can you watch this with me? And it's so hard to explain in season 2 what's going on because I barely know what's going on.
Yeah. Isn't that a weird thing when you find a show like that you love, but yet your significant other doesn't really care for it? You have to watching things at separate times.
Yeah, that's like some seasons of The Real Housewives where I'm like,
really?
they're screaming and I have anxiety. But yes, I will watch it with you. And then tonight is Paradise, the season finale.
Yeah.
And Paradise is fantastic.
Is it really?
Talk
Heard a lot
about
about
some geeking out is Celine and I constantly are texting each other and so very disappointed that it's only like 8 episodes, but it's a good watch if anyone wants.
I don't have anything right now. I think Severance is the one thing that I've heard so much about and again, I'm still on season 1, episode 4.
Yeah,
and
a lot to catch up on, man.
I heard that it really picks up coming around right now. But I don't have anything I'm glued to right now for some reason.
Yeah, since the porn was taken out.
Yeah, since the porn was taken out, it really ruined my entire evenings.
Keep trying to enter my driver's license, and then I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, you get to that last digit and go, nah, maybe not.
Oh, we're supposed to do knit?
Maybe not.
We'll
see. Exactly. What are supposed to do, knit? No, I haven't watched anything in a while. I just sit and wind up just kind of tooling around online. It's more interesting to me to do that, and I can control the narrative,
That's living in how many acres you have now?
No, 4.5.
Yeah, that's that lifestyle.
Only 4.5.
Yeah, just 4.5 acres. But I don't ever go out there, man. It's too steep. The backyard goes straight down. The front side I hit balls in. But other than that, it's
Let's
nothing.
get you a donkey, huh?
We want a donkey. Well, didn't somebody in the Trump administration today say if you have egg issues, get some chickens?
Yeah.
So we
now
can have
we're
chickens.
Talking. Come on.
We had ducks. Ducks laid nice
and
eggs,
you could
too.
be that guy at the office who's like, anyone want some
God.
eggs? They
But
have some poop on them.
Like the Girl Scout cookie person.
Exactly. And probably just as much.
Look, I have a friend that has peacocks and guinea hens and chickens. Yeah. Guinea fowl,
Yeah.
And they also lay edible eggs. So I used to get a lot of egg offers. Out in the country, you get egg offers.
That's something.
That's how people...
Life goal just changed.
That's how
for
people
me.
introduce themselves. They show up at your front door with either some honey that they've drawn or a basket of eggs from their chickens or, something baked. That's a big country thing. Here
I am ordering Uber Eats for the 3rd time in one day.
Right. They don't do that in the city, do they? In the country, that is a thing. Like if you move into a neighborhood, nobody knows who you are. They will legit just walk up to your front door and knock on it and say, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Here's some gifts.
Yeah. My neighbors are more like, what's with that rainbow flag?
What's that mean?
What's that about? What's your lifestyle?
What's that mean?
Yeah, we had that at
You one of them gays?
when we bought our house. Had neighbor walk right into our house.
Into the house?
Right into the house. Right straight through the house to the back door and say, hey, we brought you some baked goods.
In Florida?
Whoa.
In Mount Dora. Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God. They didn't
I
see
just looked up in the backyard like, hey.
They didn't see the stand your ground doormat?
Oopsie.
Yeah. That's a mistake for sure.
My bad.
All right, 407-916-1041. So I got a question real quick. What age? I just saw some comments online today. I was reading some stories, and a guy made a comment about somebody because a dude made a comment about life. It was some kind of life issue. I actually totally forget what it is. I think it was a political argument.
Right.
And this kid comes in and writes this this guy comes in and he writes this long paragraph about how he disagrees and blah, blah, blah. Well, the guy, obviously, who he's disagreeing with was a little bit older, and he asked the kid, he goes, how old are you? And the guy says, 22. What does it matter? And he goes, I don't take anybody under the age of 25 seriously.
Okay.
I wanted to ask everybody out there, if you're listening, obviously tune in and send us some text, or you can call, leave a talk back, whatever. What age do you start taking people's opinions seriously? Like if you had a conversation with somebody here in the building and you found out that person was 21 years old and they had a take on something and maybe you're in your 30s, maybe you've lived a little life together, you've already been through college, you're paying bills, you got a whole life. Do you give that opinion any credit because of that age?
In the past, I feel like I have listened to the opinion first and then kind of guessed the age. And sometimes I'm not very surprised. Because, when I was 20-something, I started my career when I was 23. And then I look back at that time, 10 12 years later, and I'm like, I didn't know what I was or what was happening in life. So there is a lot more growing up between the ages of 23 and 33.
Yeah, I think that was kind of this guy's point, and I kind of agree with him a little bit. You know, I wouldn't completely discount you if you were 24 years old and you had a hot take on an opinion that would seemingly require some life experience to really come down on. But, 25 is a pretty good number, I found.
I'd say at 26, if you're still on your parents' insurance, then I'm not going to take your opinion.
Insurance, hell, if you're in your parents' house.
Very true.
If you're not out there grinding it on your own, then for me, that's the difference
tough.
maker. Because, age, it in a lot of cases, it can just be a number, right? You could see someone who's 26 and they have their S together, right? They're maybe a year away from buying their first home. They've got a career started. That's different than a 26-year-old who,
Been out there grinding since he was 18 years old, owns a couple
Right.
businesses.
Right,
Really,
exactly.
I think context really does matter.
it does matter.
But I would think it would probably be 2 out of 10 25-year-olds I would actually pay attention to.
Without a doubt,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
again, it's all life experience. I'm not going to negate your opinion right off rip,
Right.
But I am going to measure it with how much life experience you actually have.
And for me, that even includes if you're highly educated, even at 25 years old, if you have a bachelor's degree in something, I still am going to. I'm going to vet that because I do think life experience is considerably more important than school experience.
Well, intellectual and common sense are both equally valued, but unfortunately, not a lot of people have both.
Yeah,
that
but
doesn't-
when you're that age, though, you think you're done growing up.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, this is what adult is. And I'm like, you're in for a real treat. It's not over.
Why don't you take that adult to a cruise website and rent yourself a room? Oh, you can't.
Right, exactly.
Oh, you can't. I'll tell you, I'll pay attention when you get discounts from your auto insurance.
Right, exactly.
Until then, I won't. All right.
They have those?
Yes, at 25, you supposed to start dropping down.
Oops.
Oh, yeah. Got to check that out.
Can you guys give me a ride home? I just
No,
realized something.
cannot. We have some.
I will.
Did you ever do acid?
Wow. We're going right into
I
that. huh?
know. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, is it even a big deal anymore to
I don't
say
know.
that?
I mean, it's one time I did. It
Oh,
was
did you?
it was Halloween.
Yeah.
I was in college.
Okay.
Wow.
My
Halloween.
I had 2 roommates, and we went to a house party, and it was an interesting experience that I think I'm good after
Yeah.
that.
Right. What version of it was it?
It was very funny. We were having a lot of laughs, but it also became very quickly, we need to leave here now and go back to our house.
So it's just like a tab?
Yeah, it's like the
mushroom?
It was like I don't know, something like on a mint.
Yeah, a
maybe
little
it
paper
was.
tab. Yeah, or a mint or whatever.
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
the one thing I do remember is it lasted
Yeah,
too
for
long.
like 14, 15 hours,
And
something
I'm
like
like,
that.
I want to go to bed now, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't because
yeah.
every time I close my eyes, something scary is happening. So it was.
Yeah, the cartoons come to life.
At that point, I'm like, I'm going to stick to the natural psychedelics.
And I know to ask Deb because Deb and I have never done it. I've never done acid. Deb is like got this
Check
thing
under
where
your chairs. We're doing it now.
Deb wants to go to a hot tent in Arizona and take it and just wander around the desert naked. I
Yeah.
do not want to do that.
No, I want to go to a tree house or a yurt somewhere out.
A yurt?
A
A
yurt?
yurt, which is just basically like a big round tent. They're
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful, actually.
Uh-huh.
Do some,
How's the
psychedelic
airflow in a
mushrooms.
yurt?
Oh, it's a very
Real
nice.
good.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
good.
Very
thousands
good.
of years of design.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have
Do
it.
some psychedelics,
but we do have-
acid is scary.
We do have a story about an ER visit to acid and a report that they've actually made on acid. So people who have taken acid, you definitely want to stay tuned in because we have some information you may want to know about a little bit later. A guy sues a movie theater and wins. What for is actually very interesting. Cops, there's a story out today about, obviously we've had a couple wrecks where unfortunately some teenagers have passed away and cops are about to have a frank discussion on teen driving. I'm going to kind of bring this up a little bit later, but maybe it's time that we kind of consider, until you're 21 years old, putting governors on the cars of young people so they can't go 80 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour. Maybe we put a governor on there where the most they can do is 60 or 65. Not saying that you can't do damage at that level, but maybe it's time to just kind of rein that in.
I was going to say 80. That's them in the slow lane.
Yeah. But I mean, it just seems to be one of the situations where, kids don't have the ability to kind of monitor their own behavior when it comes to certain
react as
situations. Huh?
Or react as fast.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you kind of get out there, and you're racing with some friends or whatever. So maybe we'll talk about that as well. The woman in the Lake County ambush case that we've been talking about, Deb, that thing has changed up a little bit as well. Did you hear that addition?
No, I did not.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And there's a speech going on tonight. Obviously, Trump
Ooh.
is
yeah.
Trump is addressing Congress tonight, and there's something that goes along with this that's an age-old tradition that I just read about for the first time and kind of reminded myself, and it's painfully interesting. We'll talk about that as well. What do you got for news today?
Well, we're going to talk about Trump saying his speech will be, quote, a big night, end quote. SpaceX announces some big plans for the Space Coast, and a man steals $770,000 from Tiffany. We'll talk about what he does next and more.
Okay.
Coming up during JCS News.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at 77031. Take a little break. Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Because y'all said I wasn't cool this week. Booyah! Boom, boom, ka-choo. Me and Ryan are the coolest.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents on the roadways here on Goldenrod Road at Charlin Parkway, a crash on Orange Avenue at Hoffner Avenue. The off-ramps partially blocked from Florida's Turnpike northbound to State Road 429. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on I-95 northbound before Maytown Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the Florida Department of Transportation. Hey, listeners, before celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, remember to plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Don't let your luck run out.
Guys, your neighborhood tools Ace Hardware has everything you need to get ready for spring. Now, through February 29th, at the best prices. Oh, that's not right. But get the best prices for Made for Florida Sunnyland fertilizers, Miracle Grow soils, Roundup weed and grass killers, yard tools, and much more. Cypress is only 4 bags for $10 all month long. Don't forget to bring in your Stihl outdoor power equipment and one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 service centers for a tune-up for spring. These guys have 12 convenient locations all throughout Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place. This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Rebath.com.
Need a new fence that stands tall? Look no further.
I'm so glad I went to Fence Outlets. Their team really nailed it, and my home has been completely elevated by my new fence. Thanks, Fence Outlet.
Go to fenceoutlet.com to book your free estimate. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Life is full of uncertainties, but finding the right lawyer shouldn't be one of them. At TK Law, we believe divorce doesn't have to tear your family apart. Our collaboratively trained attorneys work to help guide you through the process with solutions that protect what matters most: your family, your future, and your peace of mind. With the right guidance, you can move forward with confidence. Find a lawyer that truly cares. Visit onefirmforlife.com to learn more about your options today. TK Law, one firm for life.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Want to win 1,000 times your money simply by watching sports? With Better Picks, every play will have you on the edge of your seat, as game day just got 1,000 times more exciting. That's right. With Better Picks, you can turn $5 into $5,000, $10 into $10,000, all the way up to $100,000 payouts. So take that pocket change and turn it into real winnings.
And it's super simple to use. Just pick a few players, choose more or less on their stats, and follow along live.
So why would you play daily fantasy anywhere else when you can win up to 1,000 times your money on Better Picks? Dial **win or go to betrpicks.com and use promo code RADIO to get your first entry matched in bonus funds, win or lose, up to $250. That's **WIN or go to betrpicks.com and use promo code RADIO.
Must be 21 or older and in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned with your play? Call the NCPG at 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, Russ Rollins here for Solar Source. What a great experience I've had with them. A couple years ago, they heated my pool with solar, and now I've been raving about this ever since. They installed a solar battery backup system. So when everyone else loses their power, there's power outages, my house is still running, which is awesome. And now Solar Source is about to take it to the next level for me. My entire home is going to be run off solar energy, which is going to save me so much money on my electric bill. It can do the same thing for you. If you're tired of high-cost energy bills, trust this company. It's Solar Source. It's a company you can trust. They've installed over 60,000 systems since 1984. It's Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters. You'll love working with them, and make that switch today, because the future is solar powered with Solar Source. Great company, and you'll love working with them. Please tell them Russ Rollins sent you, because friends of Russ Rollins save more money at Solar Source. solarsource.com/monster.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're treating the untreatable. Using a patient's unique genetic makeup, our researchers are developing personalized cancer vaccines that help stimulate the immune system to better fight the disease and prevent it from recurring. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Explore the mysteries of rural America in the investigative podcast Obscurum. Season 1, Invasion of the Drones, details the story of chilling aircraft sightings in the Midwest, sparking conspiracy theories and lies until the shocking truth was revealed.
There was a drone, then it actually rotated around our house, almost looking as if it was peering in each window of our home.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Obscurum and start listening.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hello, Colbert crew. Friggin' A, man. Talk about some acid. Woo! Done quite a bit of that stuff. I think the worst time I ever had, I was sitting on the couch or the bed or something, and this commercial came on, and it was like real life at first, and then it turned into animation.
Yep.
And it hit me so hard, I thought the acid just blew my mind, and I started to see in cartoon. It was crazy. That was the last time I had done acid. That's fucking true.
Everybody has one experience. Actually, during the break, I just went to see if there was a YouTube video of people tripping on acid.
Yeah.
But what there is there's a video that where somebody has tripped on acid before, and they made about a 20-second video of what it looked like to them, and they kind of put all the effects and stuff.
Oh, like point of view?
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good
I mean, the
too.
road's like a wave. It's like flowing, and the brick wall turns into like a cartoon, and it turns into diamonds.
I went to college with a guy who used to like to drop acid and then go driving.
Like, okay,
he used to
that
watch
seems
the
dangerous.
color trails come off his hands.
And now
And
by
his last
driving,
name was Crapper.
he just like sat in the car parked.
Exactly.
thought he was driving.
Just sweating in a mall parking lot.
But somebody texted us at 77031 and said if you've taken LSD after that, it's always stored in your spinal fluid. There have been cases where people just
where you, like,
crack
crack
their
your neck?
back
Yeah.
And they start
years
tripping again.
later and re-enter a trip just from cracking your back.
Yeah.
Dude.
The story I have is a little different than that. We'll tell you about that a little bit later. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I'm Jim. Sabby is right there.
Hey, what up?
And Deb has your news.
I guess.
It's time for JCS News. Wow. Does this guy got to put his name on everything?
It's in my contract, dude.
Here's the news on the Jim Colbert Show.
And JCS News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. The theme of President Trump's address to the joint session of Congress tonight will be the renewal of the American dream. A White House official told ABC News of the theme, saying Trump will focus on his record so far, the economy, border security, and his plan for global peace. A White House statement says Trump has accomplished more in a month, quote, than any other president has in 4 years, end quote, and that the joint address will be, quote, must-see TV, end quote. Axios reports some Democrats are planning to protest and perhaps even disrupt Trump's speech. The speech is set to start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, South Florida Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz is bringing a disabled Army veteran as her guest to President Trump's speech tonight. Donald Williams is a 10-year Social Security Administration employee whose job is on the line because of President Trump's mass firings of federal workers.
A lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear. Being that I'm retired military, we are very, very regimented, so we like order.
The 60-year-old says he's put his life on the line for this country fighting, and now he feels abandoned. A federal judge is blocking the mass firings of probationary employees. Another court hearing is set for next week. Protests are taking place again today across Florida to speak out against Trump and his administration's actions. Demonstrations are scheduled for Tallahassee, Tampa, Orlando, Lakeland, Stewart, Pensacola, Naples, and Indian River County. They're part of the national 50-51 movement. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
Sabrina, have you heard of that?
I have, but I can't define it right now.
50-51 is isn't that the police signal for crazy, for criminally insane?
That I do not know.
Oh, no, that's 5150. My bad. Go ahead.
But this one stands for
the opposite.
Yeah. 50 states, 50 protests, one movement. Organizers say they'll protest against cuts by the Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency and executive orders. Similar protests are planned across the U.S. and Washington, D.C. All right, back in the Sunshine State, the annual 60-day Florida legislative session is underway in Tallahassee. Yeah! To open the session, Governor Ron DeSantis delivered his annual State of the State address before a joint session of the Florida House and Senate and promised condo owners that lawmakers will get something done for them this session.
I have every bit of confidence that the legislature is going to fully address the needs of our Florida condo owners. We do not want to see anybody forced out of their condominium because of legislation. So let's get the job done for them.
DeSantis has proposed a $115.6 billion state budget for the next fiscal year. Wow. It includes substantial pay raises, though, for state law enforcement officers and firefighters. Lawmakers will also consider a bill that seeks to allow local jurisdictions to decide school start times. Yeah. The session is due to end on May 2nd.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to check that date because, 60-day legislative session. Hard to believe we're already talking about May.
Yeah. We're in March already. 2 months already gone.
Oh, my God. Forgot to pay rent.
Yeah, prepare. Yeah. Easy.
It's the 4th. You're good. Florida House Speaker Daniel Perez is taking aim at property insurance companies. This is something I know we've definitely planning to talk about in the future, but speaking at the start of the state legislative session in Tallahassee, Perez said that he's directing a committee to investigate reports that some insurance companies were using, quote, accounting tricks, end quote, to hide substantial profits while claiming losses.
Yeah, this is that story that broke about 2 weeks ago that has kind of buried a little bit, which leads me to believe that they are really digging it. It could be very nasty. This could be like a gigantic scandal, by the way.
And it should be a gigantic scandal. Perez says he's asked the Insurance and Banking Subcommittee to conduct hearings. If you're not aware of what Jimmy's referring to, it's the Times-Herald, which reported last month that a state report found insurance companies claimed to lose millions at the start of the insurance crisis while their affiliate companies made huge profits.
Yeah,
so
they were just basically moving the money around. It was
Exactly.
shell gaming is what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly. While telling us that this is why we have to pay these exorbitant prices because, they're just in crisis, which is, I guess, what they call massive profits.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I want to be in crisis, please.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Help
key
me.
word.
Help me. All right, Orlando residents are getting a chance to share their thoughts on a proposed homeless shelter. District 4 City Commissioner Patty Sheehan held a public meeting yesterday to discuss the shelter planned for Soto.
I tried to get in there.
Did you really?
Yes, it's right by me, my neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At capacity.
It looked like it was, yeah. Sheehan supports the shelter, but as you can imagine, many residents at the meeting do not.
Oh, it's a good time on Facebook.
They're worried about security, but Sheehan says, listen, it's a very secure facility. But one man who opposes the shelter said, listen, he appreciates Sheehan appearing at the meeting, but he doubts residents were able to change her mind. And he tells News 6 they still seem very hell-bent on moving forward. And this is right on that corner, right?
Yeah, so from what I understand, this was a work release building.
Yeah, it's like a juvenile detention center almost.
This is where
Home sweet home.
Convicted felons
Yeah.
in prison or jail were able to go out for the day and work.
Yeah, okay.
And this is supposed to have like 300 beds, one of the bigger ones in Florida, mental health and drug abuse, all that stuff. But
all those tools to stabilize your neighborhood.
correct. But the neighborhood is like the kids, so let's send them to another neighborhood with other kids, just not our kids. So at this point, I'm just seeing what happens.
Yeah, they're going to name it Fort Elsewhere, as in to build it elsewhere.
Like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not my backyard. SpaceX is making what it calls a significant expansion in Florida. The company announced yesterday it wants to invest almost $2 billion in the Sunshine State and build 2 launch sites. SpaceX also wants to launch a Starship from Kennedy Space Center this year. A SpaceX official says Starship is the vehicle that will enable us to become a space-faring civilization. The company expects to hire 600 people for an average wage of over $90,000 a year.
There you go.
Wow.
Meanwhile, 2 astronauts are preparing for their return to Earth after being stuck in space for 9 months.
Yeah, remember that was an 8-day trip?
Yeah, exactly. Astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore were part of a Boeing mission that was supposed to last between, like Sabrina said, 8 and 10 days. However, issues with their spacecraft have left them stranded and stinky on the International Space Station.
Oh, man, can you imagine?
Since June.
You are not going to get them out of the shower for a week. They are literally going to be in the hot shower for a week.
President Trump and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk pushed for a quick return after Trump took office in January.
All of us have the utmost respect for Mr. Musk and obviously respect and admiration for our President of the United States, Donald Trump.
Now get us home! The astronauts are expected to be reunited with their families this month.
Oh, and what's the gal's name?
Sunny.
Sunny. She's going to be reunited with a scrunchie.
She is.
Yeah,
and some hair dye. And she still has, but she's really worried about being able to walk.
Oh, yeah. They have not done that. I think one of the experiments for that 8-day original trip was to see what it is, like the muscle effects. They don't do any exercise.
Yeah, the atrophy and the bone density as well.
Yeah.
The zero gravity is supposed to affect your bone density negatively as well.
Negatively, like you shrink like an inch or so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, Orlando authorities are working to reduce teen crashes. Jimmy was talking about this at the beginning of the show. Orlando police held a conversation with teens and their parents on Monday at an auditorium in Lake Nona. During the event, video clips of crashes were shown, and officers urged parents to have ongoing discussions with their children about responsible driving. According to the Florida Teen Safety Coalition, Orange County leads the entire state in teen-involved crashes.
Really?
Yeah. Orlando police say these discussions will continue to help improve safety on the roads. I mean, just this weekend, we lost 4 young people in a crash where a BMW and a Toyota Camry were racing each other. One tried to pass, clip the Camry, and you know,
That's
you
awful.
have exactly a Windermere senior who they called a super scholar was killed in that crash. The only survivor was the 20-year-old driver.
The driver, right? Yeah.
All right, Bike Week is bringing out the crowds. The annual event got underway over the weekend in Daytona Beach. That's right.
Want to ride my hog?
Organizers say they're expecting about 100,000 more.
What?
More people this year.
A lot of hogs.
There's a downside, though.
No, really?
With more people on the roads. Yeah, Channel 9 reports.
Yeah, but if you just like squish them in.
Well, there's
4
been
in a row.
three deadly crashes so far.
Okay.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. And Bike
Already?
Week already, and Bike Week
Jeez.
runs through Sunday.
Yeah, the one thing I did know about Bike Week, and I love going over there, I said that last week, but the one thing that does happen is bikers fully expect you to basically bend knee to them while they're in town, and they drive, some of them can drive like maniacs. And I used to say this all the time, like, look, man, you're asking us to watch out for you, but you also have to maintain yourself.
Right.
You can't ride aisles. You can't come around people going, you can't blow through intersections. That's why sometimes, those situations happen. Oh, the last year I was over there, I think they had like 4 or 5 deaths, and out of them, 3 of them were the bikers, kind of doing stupid stuff they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I can watch for you, but if you're like coming
Right.
out to the side and then veering in front of me, I don't have too much
That's
time
the thing.
to
I
brake.
mean, it's a mutually respected, handling of the traffic while you're riding a motorcycle. You have to be cool and vigilant because people can't see you sometimes.
That happened to me just last week. I'm just tooling away on my way into work. All of a sudden, from the time it took me to hear the high-pitched sound of the motorcycle engine, he was already on my left-hand side and like 120 miles an hour zipping by me. Thank God I wasn't planning to make a lane change because I had no idea he was even there. All right, I don't know if you've heard, but Central Florida's Wekiva Springs State Park, it's kind of popular. Yeah, just a little popular. Yeah. They're soon going to require day-use reservations.
I saw this story today.
What?
Yeah, the popular spot will become the first Florida State Park utilizing a reservation program under the pilot program, which starts March 12th, so next weekend. Anyone planning to visit the park will have to connect to a Florida State Parks website, schedule a day, and pay the entry fee. Officials say the program is intended to reduce entrance lines at Wekiva Springs, which start at, 6 in the morning?
Have you seen them?
Oh, my God. You drive by it at 9 o'clock. It's unbelievable.
At 7 o'clock, they will be lined up.
Yep.
And the entire turning lane that they built to accommodate people turning into that park will be full by 7 o'clock in the morning.
And stay that way.
And then they park on the side of the road, making traffic so dangerous and crazy
And
then.
how many people are going to realize this new rule?
Oh, yeah.
Not many. Not
Same people
many.
in line tomorrow.
Yeah, in fact, there's signs all over saying, if the park is full, just leave and come back later. But
Right.
people don't. They will park there from 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no. That's for to get into the park itself. The island is different. But that gets packed during events as well.
Yeah.
But the park itself is very, very popular.
Well, according to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, the program will be assessed to see if it should be continued or expanded. Notice they didn't say stopped.
Yeah.
All right. Even animals can't outrun Brevard County deputies for long.
What's happening over there?
Sheriff's office posted on Facebook yesterday.
Sheriff Wayne Ivey.
Yep. Someone was hauling ass.
Sheriff Wayne Ivey.
Actually, it was a runaway donkey named Clyde that was found Sunday in Mims off I-95.
I like donkeys.
I
Classic
love donkeys.
Mims also.
I love donkeys.
A classic Mims story.
It is, isn't it? Deputies got calls about a runaway horse, only to find it was actually a donkey. They called AG Marine Units and FHP. The donkey was hesitant to come out of the bushes, but Sheriff Wayne Ivey says some sweet talking did the trick.
Come here, donkey.
I wonder if it was Sheriff Ivey doing the sweet talking.
Come on, donkey.
The donkey was taken into custody.
Okay, that's so good.
Is that 4 cuffs or just the back legs?
And brought back to where he came from.
Oh, that thing will kick your soul out, though. You got to be very careful around these things.
That's why it's so cool. That rancher I drive by on 46, in his field of cattle with the calves, he's got like half a dozen donkeys.
Oh, man.
And I didn't realize that like a lot of farmers will keep donkeys because Jimmy said, they will kick the F out of a coyote and help protect the herd.
They hate them. They hate. They're literally, it's instinctual. They hate coyotes, and they will kill those sons of bitches all day long.
Hate coyotes, love waffles in the morning.
Yeah, they love them. They love waffles.
I'm here all show.
I love you, Sabrina.
I love you too.
Ivy thanked everyone involved for their help, and he writes on Facebook, quote, to Clyde, stay wild, end quote.
By the way, out in that part of the world, out in Mims, it is just random animals everywhere. I mean, if you go to the Facebook pages out there and in those community pages, it is literally every other text says, Got a donkey loose on the corner of 4th and 10th.
Susan, I know it's yours.
Right,
Get
exactly.
him.
I believe
Got a pack of wild dogs in my yard again.
there was even a loose kangaroo, I think, wearing a sweater the other day that was seen hopping around a Florida road.
That would be
You just said that so nonchalantly.
I know. It's Florida, dude.
Look out, APB, for a kangaroo with a gator sweater.
Ignore the one without a sweater.
Right, yeah.
And then finally, a man in Orlando is accused of stealing nearly $770,000 worth of jewelry from Tiffany & Company and then swallowing the loot.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty poop.
Now, pay attention to this gentleman's name. Authorities say Jathan Glider.
Jathan?
Jathan Glider.
Are we sure about that?
Jathan.
Was this an out loud press conference by any chance?
Are we sure this is not Jason with a cleft palate?
I don't know, but I hope that he's going to live up to his last name, Glider.
Oh, yeah.
Pretended to represent an Orlando Magic player.
Oh, man.
To gain access to a private viewing area.
Yeah.
He fled the scene and was stopped in Washington County, y'all. That's up in the Panhandle.
Damn.
Where he allegedly swallowed the expensive earrings.
Want to buy some jewels? I'm Jathan. I play for the Magics.
Like a necklace. Want to buy a necklace?
Some rings.
Wristwatch.
Yeah.
Glider was around.
You chose the hardest one of all. Yeah, kudos to you. Kudos to you.
I was just trying to be one of the gang. Glider was arrested on multiple charges, including grand theft and larceny.
Oh, yeah.
Authorities plan to collect the jewelry once it passed through a system.
Now, here's the thing. If you're Tiffany, do you deconstruct that and turn it into something else, or do you
That's
clean
a
it?
pawn shop,
Do you
dude.
clean it and mix it into the other jewelry and just don't say anything?
This is from our brown collection.
Hey, if people will pay extra money to eat coffee beans that were pooped out by a monkey, I don't see why having some $770,000 of jewelry
Leave my diarrhea.
go through
jewels.
Jathan Glider.
By the way, if you've ever been in that Tiffany, that $700K could fit in your palm.
I know. Well, it's a set of earrings.
Is it really?
That was all it was. It was a
Good.
pair
That's
of
a
earrings.
dangerous swallow.
I went in,
know.
I went in there about 2 Christmases ago thinking I was going to slide in there and maybe buy my wife a little something. And I looked at these pinky rings. There was nothing to it. Those things were like $2,200. I'm like, for what?
I know.
It's like literally a 1/4 ounce of sterling silver because it has a T on it. Get that blank out of here.
I know someone who got a
I ate it.
$500 gift card to Tiffany.
Yeah. That's the cover charge.
And they were able to get a keychain.
Oh, nice. That's
Or
so
belt.
great. A whole keychain, huh?
And that concludes your JCS News.
All right, 407.
I didn't know.
You still did it, you. Yay!
At 77031. Back in a
Jack's
sec
whammy bar always sounds sick anyway.
with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay right there.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Broadcasting live from the Cool Today Weather Center at cooltoday.com.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and today is going to overall be a quiet and seasonable day, a high of 78 degrees in Orlando. As we head into our Wednesday, though, it is a Fox 35 weather impact day. It will be a warm and windy day to start. We'll expect high temperatures in the low 80s. We are also going to be tracking a cold front, bringing with it the potential of a couple of strong to severe storms. Those have the potential of bringing some strong, damaging wind gusts, heavy rain, and the potential of small hail. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. It is springtime, trying to do some new stuff, and that new stuff could be saving your very own life with a visit to my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan, just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value, but let me tell you straight up, and this comes from people who I've talked to who have had the scan, it can change and save your life. I tell the story about a couple that came up to us at an event, and they said, hey, we went to the scan. My husband swore I was going to have the problems. Turned out my heart was perfectly fine. He had problems that put him in the hospital just 2 weeks after that for a bypass surgery. But that's exactly what this is entirely built for, is to find those issues that are creeping inside your body that don't have symptoms yet. That's why we call this being proactive and not reactive. Don't wait for a symptom. Get ahead of that. Get this information. Get to your primary care doctor and start building a long-term health care. That's what this is all about. And while you're there, be sure to ask about the cancer screening as well. Early detection does save lives. Here's how easy it is to make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do, guys. Pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. You will be connected in seconds. It is time to finally make that call and take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeart Media.
Get ready for the biggest night in podcasting.
The iHeart Podcast Award goes to...
Join us for our 2025 iHeart Podcast Awards, live from Austin, Texas at South by Southwest.
Celebrating the most innovative and influential voices in the podcasting world.
Push boundaries.
Sit down with amazing guests every week.
And engage audiences in new, remarkable ways.
Don't miss our 2025 iHeart Podcast Awards.
Watch on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel and listen right here.
Monday night at 11.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office, Orlando.
Every morning, the first thing you do is reach for your glasses. What if you reach for nothing because you didn't need them? At the Filatowski Eye Institute, we help people wake up to clarity every day. No more smudges, no more hassles, just sharp, effortless vision. Take the step to a lens-free life. Schedule your free consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just dial pound 250 and say better vision. The Filatowski Eye Institute. Dial pound 250 and say better vision. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeart Media.
If your car's been totaled in a crash, you're entitled to collect what it retails for on the lot. But if insurance companies don't offer what you deserve, we are here to keep them honest. Farah and Farah.
Orlando.
We are connected internationally with relationships in the diamond industry that go back decades, sources all over the world.
International Diamond Center's owner Keith LeClaire explains how IDC always offers to beat anyone else's price on a diamond.
We buy direct from the cutters, we pay cash, and we just don't believe in typical jewelry store markups.
With his background as a wholesaler, Keith says IDC's business model is based on lower margins and higher volume.
We're not here to sell you something for a quick buck.
So it comes down to better sourcing and low markups.
That's why we guarantee the best value price.
If you're buying a diamond, engagement ring, or any fashion jewelry, come experience a refreshing alternative to the typical jewelry experience at IDC.
We're here to offer the right price on every piece of jewelry that you buy from IDC.
Real value from real people.
We'd rather make a little bit and keep you as a customer than make a lot of it and lose you as a customer.
International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs Mall at Millennia and Waterford Lakes, and shopidc.com.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Daytona Bike Week is back. February 28th, March 9th. There's no better place to celebrate than at the iconic Daytona International Speedway. Home to the area's largest motorcycle marketplace with top manufacturer displays, top-of-the-line gear, custom bikes, and more. Plus, free demo rides and all the excitement of Harley-Davidson Thunder Rally. It all culminates Saturday, March 8th with America's most historic motorcycle race, the Daytona 200. Daytona International Speedway is the place to celebrate Bike Week.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla, baby. And the thing about your boy is I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Happy Tuesday, Colbert and Company. It's Concrete Mike. So, fun fact about these astronauts that stay up in space for a prolonged period of time, they will also lose all of their toenails and fingernails when they come back.
What?
They grow back, but they will lose them.
What? Why?
Wow, I did not know that.
I did not know that. Why?
Why? Good night.
All their fingers and toenails?
I don't know.
Why?
Do I want to hear that?
I don't know. I've never heard of that before.
I'm really grossed out.
I got to tell you, I
Same
don't
here.
know if I want to hear that or not.
And they
We heard
talk
it.
about space travel being so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, if it's the 8 days you planned on, like Gilligan.
Right.
I mean, if it's a 9-month she could have had a baby up there.
And I'm sorry, y'all, but nails never grow back
The right way.
the right way, right? You're gonna
I
end
did
up
not
with
know that.
You're gonna end up with a wonky nail.
You've never lost a...
No, I mean, I have, but my I got guy nails, man. My nails are
they have hair on them.
destroyed. Well, they don't have hair on them, but they're just all beaten up and chewed on and
on?
Yeah, just chewed on and beaten.
Your toenails?
Look at them. No, look at my nails are a mess.
Oh, I know. I have the same issue.
It's disgusting.
I have
Maybe you should go to space and have them fall off.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's not above a reproach. I mean, isn't Katy Perry and Gayle King?
Yes, they're going to be part of the new Blue Origin crew,
I mean,
all-female crew.
They're not going to be up there for 9 months or anything. I mean, they're basically going up there. They're going to peek over the edge and come on home.
Right, exactly.
But
How horrifying, though, if as soon as they get up there, all their nails fly off.
Oh, my God.
no,
Oh,
thank you.
especially all those mani-pedis. Are you kidding?
Good God almighty.
That's a lot of money floating off into space.
Hey, big thanks to our friends over at Tibby's. Of course, it is Fat Tuesday.
And you made me fat.
Oh, and these guys brought in some great food. They're partying until today, right? March 4th is today.
That's
it all ends up today. And you're going to let the good times roll at Mardi Gras there at Tibby's. 2 locations, Altamont Springs, Winter Park. Live music, great food, incredible food. Today they brought us a muffalata. They brought us bread pudding today.
Did you dive in on that muffalata?
Oh, yeah. I am a muffalata diver. That is for sure. Not to mention all the great the king cakes made traditionally.
With the baby?
Yeah, with the baby in it, the whole 9 yards. You have your jambalaya, you have your etouffee, you have all your classics from New Orleans, and it's a New Orleans family. They're from that area, so the recipes are legit, and they
so
work
good.
today. So freaking good, dude.
I think the last time I ordered from them was their jambalaya, or maybe it was their gumbo. One of those, though, I meant to just have lunch, and I ate it the rest of the day. So good.
And there's shrimp and grits.
So
I have
freaking
had
good.
shrimp and grits, Charleston, Savannah, all over Florida. Tibby's was the first one that put that really awesome brown sauce, that spicy sauce.
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
I had no idea that was supposed to go with shrimp and grits.
Nice
so,
fluffy grits with nice big gold shrimp. So freaking
definitely
good.
order shrimp and grits at Tibby's.
I actually think I'm going out to the Altamont Springs location tonight for a little bit.
Are
Maybe
you really?
Go up there and have an Abita, have a purple haze or something. Just kind of see what music's playing. Maybe grab some food. I don't know.
Get it out of your system.
Got to celebrate a little bit, that's for sure. But thanks, Tibby's. We appreciate that again. You can let the good times roll. Tibbys.com to find out when and where everything is going on. I believe Jeff Howell is playing the one in Winter Park tonight. So if you're a real radio fan.
Guy.
Yeah, great guy. Good entertainer as well. So thanks again, Tibby's. We appreciate that. 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabby is with us as well.
Thank you, Sabby.
Why would you think a guy would sue a movie theater and win? What could a movie theater do to institute or engage in a lawsuit? Now, this is in India.
All right.
They watch movies differently there, no?
I don't know if they do or not, actually.
All right. That kind of narrows down my answers.
Well, here's the thing.
Bitten by a snake.
Let me ask you. No. It's nothing like that.
Oh.
When you go to the movie, when you go to the movie here in America, whatever, what's one of the most annoying things?
People talking on their cell phone.
That is for sure an annoying thing. That's not the answer, though.
Too long of previews.
There you go. That's it.
I got it?
That's exactly it. He actually sued the theater.
Points.
he sued the theater for $547 in damages for what he called unfair trade practices. as well as $57 for mental agony and $115 for legal costs as well.
57 is very specific for mental agony,
isn't it?
He says I had to watch 25 to 30 minutes of pre-roll of all that stuff that happens beforehand. He goes, I do not have time to waste. I came here to watch the movie.
I timed it out perfectly.
It told me it was going to be 2.5 hours, so I showed up in time to come in, sit down, watch the movie, and leave. And you hit me with an extra half an hour. So I guess basically what he was saying was, you've wasted a half an hour of my time, rounded up, did the damages thing, and he actually won the lawsuit.
Give me $1,000. He made basically what he asked for.
He made $200.
Oh, okay.
They paid him $200. He goes, I hope other businesses take note of this rule.
Well,
I'm like, nobody's going to pay attention to you, buddy.
Wasn't it the beginning of this year that there is someone in the U.S. that is trying to mandate or putting something through bill-wise to make sure the theaters are letting people know how long previews are going to be?
Oh, no, but that's a great idea.
I didn't hear that. I remember something about that, like it being on the ad or on the movie times. Like when you would go and check a movie time or whatever, it would say allow this time for pre-rolls.
Yeah, I swear like there was somebody trying to put it through as like a law that the movie theaters had to
kind of warn
tell you specifically how long the previews were going to be.
Yeah.
So you're not wasting time.
And depending on the movie, like you could go see some indie movie. I think it's also dependent on the theater. Out there in Mount Dora, they have a thing called Epic Theaters. I think it's like the only one in town.
Yeah.
Epic's fun with the moving chairs?
Yeah, sure, they have those. But it's not a Regal or a AMC.
No, this is the place where you buy your ticket and then you get your own drinks and soda and popcorn and you bring it and pay for it.
It is like movies by Zombieland. It is like there's one employee in the entire place.
So
like
by
Deb
moving
said.
chairs, you could just pick them up and take them home with you.
Still, I mean, it's still a fine theater. It just doesn't have the accoutrement that an AMC or a Regal has.
Gotcha.
But, you know, and they don't, I remember that movie theater didn't have as many previews. But, man, you go to one of the AMCs, especially if it's one of the Marvel movies or if it's a movie that's gotten a lot of hype, prepare yourself. You are going to sit there for half an hour.
And I used to, back in the day, love previews. But now they're being released on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I am just going to use that time to gather myself for this movie that I hope was going to be entertaining for the next 2 hours.
And what sucks is you can't show up in time for the movie, then you won't even get a good seat. Right. You know, especially if the movie's like this movie we're promoting right now that has
Novocaine?
Yeah, the Novocaine movie. It's going to be at that theater that has the 4DX, like the chairs move and it's got the
it spits on you,
and it's got the smell and the water or something like that.
Yeah,
So
I
you
don't want
guys
anyone
have,
spitting on me at a movie theater.
Yeah, especially if the movie's named Novocaine.
I didn't realize that Afternoons gets their own movie endorsements.
Yeah. Well, we don't have movie endorsements.
Sounds like it to me. Novocaine didn't reach out to the news junkie, tell you that much. No one's giving us the smells.
We just have tickets to give away. I don't get a moving seat. What are you, crazy?
The seat's moving right out the door.
All right, 407-916-1041. Take a little break. We'll come back and do What You Do That's New. It's the listener's choice. And then based on the conversation we just had a minute ago, I have a choice for you as well. We'll do that next.
Oh, no.
The all-new and improved iHeartRadio app is now available with all new features. Download it for free and make Real Radio 104.1 your number one preset for a chance to win cool stuff at Real Radio events.
Keep an eye out for an accident on I-95 northbound near Maytown Road. Traffic's starting to slow down on all the major roadways on Florida's Turnpike, where it meets State Road 429 on I-4 westbound between Sand Lake Road and Osceola Parkway. There's an accident on Goldenrod Road near Charlin Parkway, an accident on Orange Avenue near Hoffner Avenue. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Before you know it, beautiful spring weather will be here. One of those few times of the year when we can finally open our windows and let that fresh air in. But your old single-pane windows and doors take all the fun out of it, right? Replace them with the latest beautiful designs from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen's custom-built, energy-efficient, Acclaim impact windows and doors will not only enhance the beauty and value of your home, but also increase your comfort. Don't just take my word for it. Kathy says Renewal by Andersen did a great job happy with all the work. Take advantage of Renewal by Anderson's 31-day spring sale. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. And bonus, first 50 callers are going to save an additional $25 per window. All you need to do is visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Hey, this is Russ Rollins. You know, Solar Source, they just keep making my life better. Pool heated, taken care of. Battery backup for power outages, that is all covered thanks to Solar Source. And now they're going to install a solar electric system to wipe out my power bill. They're awesome to work with, and it's a great company. Customer service is really awesome with Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters. Call Solar Source today. The future is solar powered.
Kevin, why is my auto insurance so expensive? I need to switch because my company raised my rates again.
I hear you, Jay. I had the same problem, but then I called Acceptance. They saved me hundreds on my car insurance.
Really?
Yes, Acceptance was great. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Do you have their number?
Sure do. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more for auto insurance? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance shop for you. By comparing and finding the best rates, you could save up to 30%. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Acceptance Insurance. We shop, you save. Restrictions apply based on Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes them different. Their vans are fully stocked, so when you call, their fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, they have you covered right when you need it most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit them online at PrecisionGarageDoor.com. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Jimmy, I love you, man. Every day you guys make me laugh. Sabby, it's great to hear you this afternoon, too.
Thank you.
Jimmy, you just make my drive home better.
Talking.
Guys, you're the best.
You talking. Thank you so much. I tell myself that every morning, Savvy.
Right in the mirror?
Right in the mirror.
And then he does it all day long once he gets to the studio.
yeah, it's right into the same mirror.
Classic real radio host.
Yeah. Just so arrogant. Oh, my God. Unbearable human beings. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I'm Jim Colbert. Jim Colbert. I'm Jim Colbert. Hi, everybody. It's Colbert. Jim.
It's in his contract.
It's in my contract, dude. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabby here as well.
Thank you for having me.
Which we gladly and deeply appreciate. Let's do what you do that's new.
What you do that's new. What you do that's new. Hey! If we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Clausman Law.
That's right. Thanks, Clausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park. 407-917-1718. Car crash call Clausman. We'll talk to Glenn on Thursday for Colbert Court. What you do that's new every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. One of the members of the show will choose something for the other members to watch, read, or listen to. We'll do that and then reconvene that following Tuesday to discuss it and move on to the next member of the show. This week, it happens to be our listener's choice. Every fourth week, we put a Facebook post up, and we ask people to load up some videos they think that we would find interesting. And this week, we did that.
And it was Brian Turner's choice for the Republic of Florida.
That's right. It's about a 15-minute video talking about the history of Florida and how we kind of came to be the entire state of Florida. It was actually kind of interesting. The guy reading it, it was a little
history guy.
It was a little monotonous, and it droned a little bit
Have
for
you
me.
tried listening to it in 2x speed?
No, I have not. Is that what you did?
It literally, Jimmy put his head back and just about fell asleep.
Yeah. I just turned it on and listened to it because there's really nothing to watch. I've seen the map before, and I don't know if this came up because of a topic I had for trivia a couple weeks back when, I found out that there was a West and East Florida at one point, and Pensacola was the capital of West Florida, and St. Augustine was the capital of East Florida.
Right.
Now,
And
does Pensacola have as much history if you go to visit as St. Augustine
No,
does?
not even
They just
close.
got
No,
rid of
yeah,
it.
no. I mean, St. Augustine's like 1500s or 1500s.
1500s, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it is the oldest city
They
in the
thrive
U.S.
on it. You can go to the museums and see like old medical tools that are gross.
Well, you can walk through the city and see where cannonballs that have been lodged into the coquina of the buildings that were fired from the Spanish ships from 300 years ago.
And drink that nasty ass water.
Yeah, 400 years ago. Yeah, and drink that nasty ass water. You're right. It's a hose It's a hose.
It's diarrhea.
You're not going to get younger. You're not. The interesting part was for me, and I found this okay. It was all right. A lot of
Sorry, Brian.
A lot of information. I'd already read a lot, but I found the thing that was interesting is they considered West Florida worth twice as much as East Florida at the time.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, because it was part of the not Louisiana Purchase, but
Baton Rouge.
it was part of that whole plot of land there, and they thought that is because it was of its closeness to New Orleans and of the new land purchase that the West Florida would be, for trade purposes, would be worth way more money. Of course, they never really considered all the development that would go up and down the east coast of Florida over the next 500 years.
And also what I gathered not considered was rules. It seemed that people just assumed they could move wherever they wanted all the time. And so they would just run into people who set up their tents and they're like, we know we're going to take over this. So we're going to just plant our asses right here.
Right. It's like staking a claim out west, right? When you just go out there and you stake a claim, kind of draw it out.
Yours.
This is ours.
And then I did pause on Yoke of Tyranny, which sounds delicious.
I like the fact that apparently Florida Man's reputation goes back a whole lot longer than we might have assumed.
Oh, yeah?
Because when they talked about the lawlessness of, West Panhandle was it's thieves and
Pirates.
vagabonds.
I mean, you think about what was going into New Orleans at that time. It was just basically a pirate haven run by criminals back then, and all of that is near there.
That belonged to Florida.
That's right, exactly.
That's Florida's history.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you had a man named Full War Skipwith.
Yeah.
That's a fun name.
You're not going to win anything in life when you're named as Full War Skipwith.
It sounds like a tool,
doesn't it? Or one of those medical device things that Sabrina said was pretty gross.
I'm in. It sounds like my second identity.
But what's crazy is that we have this idea that once states were established and became part of the United States, that the state lines that we know of today were always the state lines, the size of Georgia.
Yeah, it was
the size of Georgia was like practically the entire eastern seaboard.
They actually had to peel off land from Georgia to create Alabama and Mississippi because it wasn't there at first.
It was huge.
And I thought the lines were kind of because it moves so much. As they were trading land back and forth, and the Spanish owned it, then the French owned it, then the Spanish owned it, then the British owned it.
And then after a while, everyone's like, I don't want West Florida. Do you want West Florida? I don't want West Florida.
Poor West Florida.
Terrible real estate deals, these guys.
I know.
And Mobile, Alabama was in the mix at some point.
Yeah.
And every time I hear that name, I think about that leprechaun story from years ago.
Oh, the one in the hood?
Yeah, where they're like, must be a leprechaun. They got on the wrong stuff. And there was the entire neighborhood was waiting for this leprechaun.
Did you not remember that?
Gold.
Oh, my God. It's so crazy.
I feel like history at this point.
It was in the news cycle for like 2 weeks or something like that, wasn't it?
What, somebody saw a leprechaun?
Well, the leprechaun in the hood thing or whatever it was.
Yeah, and they submitted an amateur sketch, which looked like it was drawn by an 8-year-old boy.
It was so crazy.
People, they had to have police kind of help with the crowd because they were all just staring at a tree waiting for the leprechaun to come out.
The audio from that is priceless, by the way, if you want to check that out.
Give me the gold.
Yeah. The other thing, too, about Mobile, Alabama, you guys knew that, right? And it's obviously very pertinent to today. It was the very first Mardi Gras was actually in Mobile,
that's right.
in Mobile, Alabama.
Right.
It was not in New Orleans. It was in Mobile, Alabama. Then it moved down to New Orleans. So the first parades, I guess, happened in New Orleans.
Not enough boobs here in Mobile.
In Mobile, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever been to a Mardi Gras?
Oh, many times.
Have you really?
I've been to New Orleans a bunch, especially in college, and then I had gone for Voodoo Fest. It was Halloween time.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun.
It was a great time.
Yeah, Mardi Gras is not fun.
Mardi Gras was fun when I didn't care about things.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, this is a big crowd, so
Yeah.
I'm going to stay inside the hotel.
I couldn't imagine the crowd because my buddy Code Black went there for New Year's and then went there for a St. Patrick's Day one year. And I can't remember. I want to say it was the St. Patrick's Day event he went to. He said it was so crowded that he was down by Jackson Square for something they were doing, right? And he could lift his feet up and not fall because the pressure from the people on
that's a hell no for
on
me.
either side
Same
of him
here.
was so great that he could not even fall down if he wanted to. He was being held up by the pressure from all around him from the people being shoved into him.
No, thank you.
I'll give you a little advice. Right before COVID happened, I went to New Orleans, and it was the week before Mardi Gras, and they have I might be saying it wrong, but the Walk of Chewbacca's. And it is a, quote, mini Mardi Gras, but it's all Chewbacca's.
Like Star Wars Chewbacca's?
Like Star Wars. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, thanks.
And other, I guess you would say your MegaCon crowd, but everyone's drinking Mardi Gras style, not as crowded, and then great costumes.
Yeah.
And that was perfect for me.
So what you have to realize, my wife just got back from there. She was there last weekend. And she says what you have to realize is even if you try to go before or after Mardi Gras, that the parade, it's not one parade. Everybody believes it's like one big parade that comes down there. You get in front of the parade, and after that's done, the street sweepers are behind it. Everybody goes home like that Dr. Seuss machine that cleans up the house at the end of the thing. like that. It's not even close to that. There are incessant parades.
Stop parading.
It never stops parading. It's parades when you step out of your house or your room, it's parade.
Except for today, because unfortunately Mardi Gras is under the threat of tornadoes and severe weather.
Some nasty weather.
Some they don't call them neighborhoods. What do they call them?
They'll still be out there, tornado
not
or not.
Provinces.
Squares.
No, what their counties are there.
Parishes.
Parishes, there you go.
Some had to cancel all of their parades for today because of the threat for severe weather, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're there putting up with parade after parade after parade, and then the day that it's supposed to parade, it rains.
But imagine projectile vomiting in a tornado.
I was about to say.
Classic Mardi Gras.
How dare God wash away all that urine early? I hear that is the crazy thing, though, that a lot of people will go, and after Mardi Gras is done, as the parade rolls down, that it's no joke. I've been there before where once a certain time hits, they just bring those street sweepers out, and they pressure wash basically the entire French Quarter every night. So if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and if you don't get out of the way, those pressure washers, by the way, who do not give AF
Right.
if you're around while they're doing it or not. There's no complaining about that.
It's a small window.
They're there to wash the streets down so it doesn't smell like New Orleans, which
And then it still does
then it
6
still
hours
smells like
later.
New Orleans. Exactly.
Never been.
Oh,
So,
my God.
The Republic of Florida. You had worked out, huh?
It is kind of unbelievable that you've never been. It really is. I mean,
you got to go, Deb.
I know.
As much as you're into that scene, just to go into, is it Madame Laveau? Marie Laveau's.
Oh, I went.
The voodoo shop.
Yeah, she's the voodoo queen.
Which is basically a shanty. But what's really crazy about it is if you go to the back of the store, there's this idol thing that they have back there, and it's locked behind an iron gate. And they have a camera, like 2 or 3 cameras watching, so you don't do anything screwy back there. But you're supposed to leave it something and make a prayer or whatever, so you can see all these little trinkets from families and stuff that people have left over the years while they're asking for prayers from whatever voodoo god this is.
And then I went also to the lady who owned like a hotel or hostel, or and she'd like completely. She experimented on her slaves.
That's this house that Nicolas Cage used to own.
Oh, that's a tidbit for me.
They
but-
took that woman. She had actually she had to flee the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in her attic there was a torture chamber. And
Yeah.
she was skinning slaves and breaking
and
their
she
legs.
was like
and
putting animal heads on them, and it was. It's creepy, and they still have it up for anyone to rent a room for the night.
I think they've had there's stories around there because there's a courtyard there, and
like a Marriott.
Yeah, exactly right. Free breakfast. But there are a bunch of stories around that you can find her name. Because I'll tell you what show did it. Remember American Horror Story?
Yeah, that's what I'm basing on. It's a coven.
Yeah, the year that they did it out of New Orleans, the storyline was based on this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
That you got the name of it yet?
I'm trying to find it. It's so they also had Marie Laveau on.
Yeah, Marie Laveau, but this woman was also
Delphine.
That's
Lalaurie?
it. Yeah, Delphine.
Lalaurie.
Yeah, Delphine Lalaurie. That's exactly it.
Oh,
point.
And she was also like royalty. Those houses are gigantic. I mean, those
She
are
was messed
$7, $8, $9 million houses right down there in downtown.
Sounds like she's like Elizabeth Bathory.
It's right down the street where Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie had a house.
There's a lot of celebrity.
A lot of it down
facts
there.
you're throwing out there, Jimmy.
Oh yeah. I rub,
You rub what?
well, nothing.
So New Orleans is a great time. You should go, Deb.
Yeah. You definitely should
Especially
go.
where Jimmy rubbed stuff. At.
Yeah, stop. Easy.
No.
All right, so what I have for you guys is I sent it to Jack. We'll have it up at What'd You Do That's New.
I hope it's not the one I had assigned back in 2020.
No, the master list where, you mean the YouTube video where it makes you seem like you're on acid?
What?
Is it the have? Oh no! So it's not the have a good trip.
No. I don't
Okay.
think it is that. No, it's
So we are doing acid.
But this is a YouTube video. It's 12 minutes long, and the entire thing is it's a POV of what it's like to have an acid trip, what you experience, and it does the visual effects so you can see, what it's like to go tripping.
Great.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
Enjoy yourself.
I can't wait.
All right, 407 916-1041. Of course, you can always text us at 77031. Speaking of acid, we'll do that story next.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Klausman, KLAUSMANLAW.com. Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klausman, KlausmanLaw.com.
Bye.
The left lane's blocked due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound. After Oakland Exchange, there's a crash on Semorin Boulevard at Bear Lake Road. The right lane's blocked on Colonial Drive westbound at Mercy Drive. Traffic's starting to slow down on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
We're back in the miller's yard, who now use True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers made it their favorite stuff.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Hey guys, Jim Colbert here to tell you that I proudly hired FAS Windows and Doors to install windows and doors in 2 of my homes here in Central Florida. Back in the day, these guys are absolutely awesome. Their expert team of window and door installers made the entire project seamless from measurement all the way up to the final inspection. And that final inspection was pretty amazing because I remember the inspector looking at me and said, "Who installed this door?" And I said, "Well, FAS Windows and Doors." Why? He goes, "It is absolutely perfectly done. And that is what I like. Got a big smile on my face. You will as well when you do with these guys. Since 2005, FAS has earned their spot as Orlando's top-rated window and door experts. Experience that yourself. Upgrade your home with a team that delivers excellent. Visit FASWD.com and trust the leader in windows and doors.
New Year's resolution is to sell your home? Get a guaranteed cash offer today at thenicklygroup.com.
Help! My cat needs saving! Oh no. Has he tried Navy Federal Credit Union? They have lots of great savings and investing options. What? No, he needs help. Well, with Navy Federal's financial advisors and online tools, he can get all the help he needs. Whew, got him. Good catch.
Sign up at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Savings products insured by NCUA. Investment products are not insured, not obligations of Navy Federal, and may lose value.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes them different. Their vans are fully stocked, so when you call, their fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, they have you covered right when you need it most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit them online at PrecisionGarageDoor.com. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit. Call now. 407-337-5569.
Kevin, why is my auto insurance so expensive? I need to switch because my company raised my rates again.
I hear you, Jay. I had the same problem, but then I called Acceptance. They saved me hundreds on my car insurance.
Really?
Yes, Acceptance was great. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Do you have their number?
Sure do. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more for auto insurance? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance shop for you. By comparing and finding the best rates, you could save up to 30%. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Acceptance Insurance. We shop, you save. Restrictions apply based on Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today by calling 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
We know you're loving the new preset feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
So cool, thank you.
But did you know that you can make almost anything a preset? Your favorite local station, sure, but your favorite podcast, that amazing playlist you made for free, even iHeart stations you can't get on the radio, like 24/7 Beatles and iHeart 80s.
That's a game changer.
Whatever you choose, it's as easy as a tap to make a preset. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hello, Simply Jeremy here. I want to try to be quiet because I'm at work and I don't want anybody to hear me. But everybody talks about acid, this, that, and the other thing. But, you know, acid doesn't really make you hallucinate. You'll just see things kind of crawl a little bit, essentially. A DMT, though, let me tell you something. I got a DMT vape pen a while back. One puff on that, and it will literally put you into another world. I mean, hallucination. I mean, it is lucid as get out. Way stronger than acid.
Yeah, they call that the God drug or something, right? DMT?
I believe so. I didn't know what it was called. I'm scared of it. But
yeah, I think Rogan does it a lot. They talk about doing DMT, and
that's not a drug you just do one time and.
Yeah, no, I think
that's
this
the thing.
Yeah, the one I heard is exactly like this guy. It was in a vape pen, and you would rip this DMT pen, and I mean, it basically just transports you to a Willy Wonka-like world.
Yeah,
Again, I mean, it is like bananas. It's supposed to be incredibly graphic,
like rivers of chocolate,
like change your life kind of thing, like it opened up
long?
a level of consciousness that you did not know was there.
And you want to do it again after that.
Yeah, people do. Ayahuasca, I guess, is in that same kind of realm.
So it's kind of like those spiritual drugs like peyote, ayahuasca.
Yeah,
I've heard about the ayahuasca though, and it's like everyone's around each other and there's someone watching over you, and then you also like vomit violently before everything good happens.
So I remember seeing a video of one of these like camps. By the way, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I'm Jim. Deb and Savvy are here as well. Jack will be back with us tomorrow. Big thanks again to Sav for stepping in for us today.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I saw a video, and it was a group of guys who had gone out to do ayahuasca, or a group of people actually. And the video was from the one person who has to stay sober, I guess. Like when you do trips like that, I guess if you go in a group of like 6, 7, 8 or whatever.
Trip sitter.
Trip sitter, there you go.
There's a trip sitter, somebody that has to stay sober in case somebody has an adverse reaction to the drug. And the trip sitter was taking video, and the video was crazy. Not crazy because people were doing crazy stuff, but it was just they started and they panned into the scene, and the scene was just these people sitting like in, I don't know how to explain it, just squatting down as if they were going to, go to the bathroom and in a field.
That doesn't sound fun to me.
Not close to each other, not interacting, just squatting down and staying there for hours.
Hours at a time.
Just
I don't
tripping
understand
because
if I'm not getting the
there's no external input there. You're just, everything that you're experiencing is in your head and it's projecting outward. So there's really no need to move.
Also, kind of a tough job for the trip sitter. Like of all the
Stay awake.
places, like I got to keep an eye on an entire acre of 8 people in the fetal position. I hope they don't move.
It's like they're growing humans out here. It's weird. But yeah, so this story, the reason I brought this up a little bit earlier in the promo was this is via UPI, and it basically is a story about the study of the effects of acid and hallucinogenics on your body. And what they found out was not necessarily great.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Now, you've only done it once. You're not a habitual user, right?
Yeah.
And I think this
of
is
acid? No.
Yeah, I think this is for people who kind of maybe, trip once a month, maybe once a week or something.
I've met a lot of people like that at festivals.
Yeah, when I first moved to Orlando, I met a group of guys who are skateboarders, and what they like to do on Sunday mornings is they would wake up, they would have breakfast, they would put on a skateboarding movie, and then they would sit and take acid. There'd be like 6 of them, and they would just sit in this apartment eating acid.
Watching
skateboard
movies.
videos. Yeah, nuts.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, really. Way better. That's what you're doing.
You sure? Because without acid, I sit there on my couch and watch 8 hours of television on Sundays.
It's the same thing. All right. It says people who land in the ER after using hallucinogenics are this in a handful of years.
Catatonic.
Not catatonic.
Elderly.
Not elderly, no. And here's the reason this story came out is because you guys know that over the last 2 or 3 years, we've seen this normalization of using mushrooms for mental health crisis and stuff like that. The microdosing thing has become like normalized.
And it's been helpful for people.
It
I'll
has.
tell you that.
I told Deb the closest I've ever come to this is, have you ever heard of Breeze sodas?
I have not.
BREEZ, I believe.
BREZ.
BREZ. And they have them, and they're spiked with different stuff. You can buy them just regular, but this one I had THC and a microdose of mushroom.
Where'd you find that, Jimmy?
Well, you can order them online, and they're not cheap, by the way.
Okay.
But
thank you.
But I will tell you, that was an interesting experience because it was just this overwhelming calm.
Just one pop, and you're good.
And it's okay. So you know what size it is? You know the tonic. Like when you get the little cans of tonic to mix drinks, those little fruit juice, pineapple fruit juice cans.
Yeah.
That's the size of it. That's like a dose. And when you drink it, it does give you this. And the whole idea of these products is to give you an alternative to alcohol.
Interesting.
Right? That's the entire idea. So it has a little THC in there and a microdose of a mushroom extract. And I have to tell you, it was a damn good chill.
Okay.
It really was. It was a damn good chill.
A lot of people use alcohol for social experience.
Yeah, sure.
They want to be more social. So this seems like the complete opposite.
Yeah, what it does, though, is if you have a dependency, if you have dependency issues, Sab, let's say you can't just have one drink. You go to, Christmas party or wherever, and, you have way too many drinks, this thing allows you to sip on something, get a little bit of a buzz, per se, a calming effect without having alcohol. I think that's the whole idea, is they want an alcohol alternative.
Interesting.
And it works. It's good, and it's a good little buzz. I'm going to be honest with you.
What if you had 8 of them?
8 of them would be a totally different machine.
Mm-hmm. I imagine so.
But I don't know that
challenge accepted.
I don't think you get to the tripping time. I just think maybe you get a little tired. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, any sort of adventure into that world has been kind of in the area for it.
Okay.
AKA festivals.
Yeah.
And delicious chocolates that I guess had mushrooms in it.
Yeah,
and
they do.
That was exactly where I wanted to be for it. Now, I've also been in a situation where I'm like, okay, what's a little microdose? Turned out to be a macrodose, and I'm stuck in my house wondering when is this going to end.
Yeah.
So I think it's all about your environment.
Yeah, it is. Ross has cured me of wanting to do anything like this because he wants me to do mushrooms with him so bad it smells. Like he really wants me to do it really. He wants to see me trip on mushrooms like crazy. I've told him you'll never see it happen.
Grab his baby and be like, look what I made.
All right, so they consider hallucinogenics or hallucinogens, ketamine, psilocybin, LSD, ayahuasca, and X. Right? That's what they consider. So we'll go back to the original question. If you land in an ER after using hallucinogens, you are blank to have this happen in the next handful of years.
Mental breakdown.
Not bad.
Oh.
It's a little bit more severe than that.
So not
psychotic
bad,
break?
No, a little more severe than that.
but not bad. Oh, my guess wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Heart attack?
Yeah, death is the answer.
Oh, death. Okay.
Listen to this. You check this out for all you acid lovers out there.
Whoever's on acid right now is freaking out.
Psychedelic users treated at hospitals are 2.5 times more likely than average folks to die from any cause within 5 years of usage.
Okay.
Within 5 years. Fatality. It says they specifically were more likely to die by...
I got to say, it's got to be by accident.
Suicide is the answer. Suicide, cancer, lung disease, and overdose compared to the general public.
I mean...
And it says also that the group of people, which I do not understand this, that the group of people who use this are also the homeless.
I thought you say homos real quick.
No.
Dare
I'm sure they do as well. But I didn't know that. Okay, so, and color me ignorant here. I didn't know that. I know that homeless people do use drugs. There's no question. We know that. I always thought mostly it was like alcohol, but it says that there's a massive like LSD and psychedelics usage within the homeless communities as well, which I'd never heard before.
Well, I feel like it's the biggest bang for your buck.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. You're right. Because it hits like, what, $20 and it lasts 14 hours?
Yeah. So if you're, without a home, I guess to pass some time, you could trip balls. But...
And also kind of let go of your circumstances. Plus, pink cocaine has been making the rounds, and that is, despite the name, it has no cocaine in it. It's made up of like fentanyl and MDMA. So
It
it's
sounds like a party.
It is. It's a hallucinogenic. That's what the One Direction singer was on when he jumped off of his hotel balcony. And
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So just do it on the ground, is what you're saying.
And somebody texted and said they were squatting because they didn't want to fall off the earth.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
That's not a selling point for the drug.
No, it's not.
I've been that drunk before.
God.
I have been that drunk before, but I've never been on acid like that.
Where you
but,
have to hang onto the grass so you
oh.
don't slip off the face of the earth.
Yeah, no thanks.
I was like, once you get in bed and the whole thing's spinning, so now you have a hand on the wall,
right, or a foot on the
until
floor.
you go to sleep. But that has nothing to do with cocaine or acid.
No, not
I
at
feel
all.
like I'm now past the age to experiment.
That's how
Like,
I felt. Yeah.
Are you really?
I
You
don't
think?
know. I'm. You're giving me anxiety just talking about it. I can't imagine if I was actually under the influence of anything.
You know what cured me of it? You guys ever remember, I don't know about because you guys, well, Deb is close to my age, but you're younger than me.
Hey.
And I don't know what your school's show. You grew up in South Florida, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, during the drinking and driving thing, when you went to like a health class, they would show you a movie called Blue Lights, Red Lights. And it was basically.
Oh, we had a whole display at the high school.
Oh,
where,
yeah, yeah.
Like
It was
kids volunteered and they would be.
It was,
playing
yeah, just like graphic videos from, police scenarios where people are killed in car crashes. Well, I remember one that was an anti-drug one. And and one of the reasons I never even considered doing acid, there was a point in my life where I was kind of freewheeling and I was like ready to do it, almost anything in my life.
Call
like,
me James.
I just wanted, I just wanted to see what life had to offer. But I remember watching a video in high school where a guy took PCP, right? Angel
Right.
dust, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, took
Yeah,
PCP.
that's a little bit harsher.
And they showed him in a hallway, in an alleyway, and the light was casting his shadow up against a brick wall. And it wasn't a video; it was just a still shot. But after that went dead, the teacher said, "What you don't see in this video is 5 minutes after this still shot was taken, this guy got into a fight with his shadow and literally." Turned his hands into powder, punching the brick wall as he thought he was punching his shadow.
No.
And I was like, no, that is a hard pass for your boy. I'll take a Bush Light to go.
Or I'll take PCP with some very fluffy gloves on. It's stuff like that, though. I wonder, and is that deeply rooted in something else that's going on with the individual, or that's going to be the reaction no matter who takes the drug?
But I think that's what it is, though, right? That's what I've heard is if you're in a bad mood and you take acid, or if you're in a tough part of your life,
repressed memories.
It will exacerbate that. But if you're in a good mood and you're in a good place in your life, it'll also highlight that. You'll be in a good mood. You'll have a, quote, good trip as opposed to a bad trip. And I've heard bad trips stick with you for a while.
Cool. So, and only one way to find out, I imagine.
Yeah, it's to have one, I
Before
guess.
you're at in your life.
But listen to these numbers when it comes to health issues. It says people who required care for hallucinogens also had increased risks related to specific causes of death. How many times does it increase your risk for suicide?
7 times.
10.
Yeah, 5 times. In other words, if you take acid,
too high.
you have a 5 times greater chance of committing suicide within 5 years of usage.
Now, isn't the, I can't remember which Pink Floyd guy, but.
Oh, Sid Barrett.
That literally just blew his mind out.
Yeah, he just lost his mind completely.
I
Sid
mean,
Barrett.
he recently passed, and didn't he spend like decades living in his mom's basement?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Riding a bicycle and just painting pictures because he had such a clear break with reality.
I think he was the original He was the original member of Pink Floyd, I believe.
Yeah,
and
I think you're right.
And the band just went on. They're like, we'll just leave him in the basement.
Yeah, I think they wrote
Move
about
on.
it.
They did.
And I think they wrote about it, and it was actually kind of sympathetic. I think Roger Waters wrote about losing his friend to this, and he was kind of dainty about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a real risky jump, I guess. But
I don't know, man.
It's supposed to be fun.
But the weird thing there, what about the dichotomy of you using that to be creative? And then, you wind up in an addiction scenario to something that earned you your money.
That changes you for the rest of your life. You're never the same.
And we've seen that, like with some of these stars who quit doing drugs or quit doing this or quit drinking. And next thing you know, they can't write that hit song anymore. They're not getting the roles anymore because they're not as unique as they were before. The whole time it was synthetic. That uniqueness was synthetic. 3 times greater increase for cancer, which I don't understand.
Wow.
2.5 times greater increased risk for lung disease, and twice as likely to OD again later down the road.
Wow.
Just by using acid. So you got to be careful out there if you're using psychedelics, guys, because that stuff can be lasting.
I'm in.
I don't know anybody that does it regularly. Ross would be the only one I knew that did it regularly back before. He doesn't do it now.
I
He's
was
a
going
dad
to say,
and stuff.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
he talks about using it in his 20s and it being kind of a thing.
Yeah, and I know people who do it regularly, but it's not like somebody that has a day-to-day like us. Like, it's just what they do, and they teach yoga.
Do they seem like burnouts? Oh, yeah. Do they teach yoga? Do they hit you as
they're
like
very kind.
Do they hit you as like burnouts though? Do they hit you as people that have no future, or are they just people who want to expand their, or just kind of get loose?
I would say more of the latter.
Yeah.
And above all, the people that have done it regularly, I find to be a lot more open and kind.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, mind you, these are the people that I imagine would be under the good trip category.
Yeah.
Because I have met someone who's had a bad trip, and I don't associate
Right.
myself with
Yeah.
them anymore because they're bad vibes.
How much fun would it
Really?
be to microdose all of Congress tonight while they're getting the speech?
That would be fun.
How great would it be to pump in about just
like a
enough.
mist.
Just enough to create a squatting scenario.
Or everyone's just on the ground.
Trying not to fall off the planet.
Into Congress. Well,
I'm in.
And don't give any to Trump. Just let him do his normal thing. And just
he
let
gets so mad at that.
Oh, no. Blast the room with DMT.
No one's paying attention to me.
No one's paying attention.
Worst acid trip of all time.
I'm huge.
Give me one of them. I can do it.
Yeah. God, I'd watch that in a second. I just want to see MTG on it. I just want
Watch
to see.
she goes completely liberal.
I know. But that's after staring at her toes for a few hours, wondering what went wrong.
She just turns out to be a housewife, like a regular housewife. It makes her normal.
Or a lesbian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Acid.
All right.
Change your
We
life.
could dream. We could dream.
All right. 407-916-1041.
You don't want her on your team.
Yeah.
No way, Jose.
I think she could find some friends on that team. Yeah. Do you know many conservative lesbians?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yes.
Yeah. I know some too.
We don't talk about politics.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
We just talk about scissoring and building decks.
I know some I know some conservative gay dudes too. And they're just, it's just it's just kind of a unique take,
I'm surprised by nothing anymore. So.
All right. Again, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at
Some great text rolling in, I'm sure.
73031. All right, let's take a little break. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay put.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
What I really want to know is...
Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Broadcasting live from the Cool Today Weather Center at cooltoday.com.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and today is going to overall be a quiet and seasonable day, a high of 78 degrees in Orlando. As we head into our Wednesday, though, it is a Fox 35 weather impact day. It will be a warm and windy day to start. We'll expect high temperatures in the low 80s. But we are also going to be tracking a cold front, bringing with it the potential of a couple of strong to severe storms. Those have the potential of bringing some strong, damaging wind gusts, heavy rain, and the potential of small hail. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Spring break road trip? Let's go! But first, drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a premium Valvoline oil change. No appointment needed. Save today at VIOC.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. We'll get you back on the road in no time.
Man, I love my friends over at Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys are such good people. It's a father and son team. The Denbauers have been doing it for years over there. And what they do is just give you an incredible bathroom at an incredible price. That's exactly it. Drop by their showroom. It's easy to find. 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. You'll see them right there. And when you walk in, you are going to see some models set up. Now, understand, those aren't the bathrooms you are buying. Those are basically there configured to show you different bathroom styles with their product line, which is amazing, by the way. The great thing is you get so so many choices with their products, so many different colors and styles of toilets and tubs and sinks and lighting and cabinetry and tile. It's all right there. And even better, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, they'll knock 10% off your total price of your bathroom. You simply can't lose, guys. They are awesome. So again, log onto the website. It's rebath.com. Check out their before and afters, and then book your appointment because your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebath.com.
For my friend, Luke.
For my mom, Paulette.
And for my mom, Phenia.
For my husband, Helmut. Honor someone you love by learning the warning signs of stroke.
If you see face drooping, arm weakness, or speech difficulty, it's time to call 911.
A stroke can happen to anyone at any age. Be ready to spot a stroke fast.
Learn more from the American Stroke Association at stroke.org.
Divorce can feel like a minefield. One wrong step, and your finances, your family, and your future could suffer. Before making a big decision, talk to the attorneys at TK Law. We can help you navigate the legal process, protecting what matters most. With better representation, you get better results. Call TK Law today and take the first step toward a smarter, more secure future. Visit onefirmforlife.com. Offices in Altamont Springs. That's onefirmforlife.com.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
Did you know that virtual dolphins could be the key to managing stress? Or that electronic music could save the world from malaria? Believe it or not, it is all true. And you can hear these stories plus many more all this week on Part-Time Genius as we count down the 25 greatest science ideas of the past 25 years. It's a week full of fact-packed episodes you will not want to miss.
NASA scientists have already fast-tracked another important use for black fungus, protecting astronauts from cosmic radiation.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Part-Time Genius, and listen now.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're treating the untreatable. Using a patient's unique genetic makeup, our researchers are developing personalized cancer vaccines that help stimulate the immune system to better fight the disease and prevent it from recurring. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
The new iHeart app.
What do I like about it? Real easy to use. I like that.
Love my presets.
If you're not using it, you're missing out.
Go get it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Be inspired, be confident, be trailblazing, and become the face of success. At Valencia College, everyone gets an opportunity to achieve their goals with affordable tuition and advisors who will guide you every step of the way. Be a Puma. Become the pride of your family and your community. Apply now at valenciacollege.edu. Classes start May 5th.
Every morning, the first thing you do is reach for your glasses. What if you reach for nothing because you didn't need them? At the Filatowski Eye Institute, we help people wake up to clarity every day. No more smudges, no more hassles, just sharp, effortless vision. Take the step to a lens-free life. Schedule your free consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just dial pound 250 and say better vision. The Filatowski Eye Institute. Dial pound 250 and say better vision. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Colbert crew, greetings, love, blessing, and honor, you know. Yeah, sorry for the background noise, man, up on the highway, you know. But I hear you guys talking about angel dust, and my mom had a cousin in Baltimore that took angel dust at a party. He was an accountant, big accountant for, I think, Price Waterhouse or one of them places. And he took it, jumped in his Porsche, and just hit the gas, and drove off the 3rd floor of a parking garage.
Damn. Wow. I'm sold.
Great story, buddy. Thanks for calling.
I just did it because of his wonderful accent.
No, yeah, he calls all the time. He's a great guy. Tainted and unclean.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabby with us today.
Yo.
Thankfully. Sabby, how do you feel about the death penalty?
Oh, here we go.
I'm just going to ask you. This has you don't. I mean, is that a loaded question?
No. Yeah.
Well, it's not a thing for Deb. Are you a death penalty? I don't think you're a death penalty person, are you? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
But in the case of absolute evidence, right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. So absolute evidence, like no question they did it. And this is this case. Like no question, of course, I am for it because like I'm just for it. I believe I'm an eye for an eye kind of guy. And in the cases where the evidence is irrefutable, and the crime is heinous, let's just kind of go ahead and get that out of the way.
I would say along the same lines, but I think that it needs a lot more of vetting. Yeah, and I think there are quite a few people that have been put to death that were innocent, and then I think it's a big waste of money for people that are extremely guilty. And
they have to go through the appeals, even though the evidence is overwhelming. They still have to go through the same exact appeals process when the evidence isn't. Scott Maxwell makes one of the best arguments for no death penalty, and in some parts of that I do agree with, based on exactly what you just said, which is a number of people have been put to death wrongly when it comes to the death penalty. This one, though, however, they know for a fact this guy. This guy today, South Carolina, is about to do something here in a little bit, and I wanted to see how people felt about it. Again, you can text our show at 77031 or leave a talk back. Get the iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, and use that microphone that you see to send your comment over to Sabrina. We'll get you on there in no time. So a South Carolina man killed his ex-girlfriend's parents with a baseball bat.
Oh, God.
Friday night, he will step into the death chamber. But it will not be lethal injection.
Okay.
And it will not be electrocution.
Is it fire?
It is going to be a firing squad.
Oh. Okay.
Now, what I learned today, though, is a little crazy with the firing squad. What is the normal scene? Like when you remember a firing squad scene from like a movie or whatever, what is the normal scene?
I forget how many, but obviously more than one. I'll say 5 people.
Yeah, and they do that so that no one knows who fired the fatal shot.
Right. They all have blanks, and then one person has a real bullet.
So that's come under scrutiny as well. Some people say that only one person doesn't have a bullet, and the other ones do have bullets. The only thing I've ever heard is it's 3 to 5 people. One of them has a live round, and the others do not, and is for that sole purpose of keeping that a mystery as to kind of thwart the guilt that any one of the executioners may have,
or being targeted by the public or the the family.
Yeah.
But like, how are there rumors? I mean, can't you just see with the person who's been shot at that there's 1 or 5 bullets in their body?
No. So it's the one, right? But here's the thing I learned today. I'll explain this. Maybe this will help out. I just learned today how far away they stand.
Oh.
And the reason I asked you about the setup is all the executions that I've seen, even portrayed in movies, it's either the person is tied to a pole or up against a wall. Right. And you can go back to World War II and see people who were executed, war criminals and stuff, where they would walk them right out of the courtroom out into an area, put them against a wall, give them a cigarette and a bandana, and then off they went. Right. It was pretty. But how far away were they?
Yeah, I would think
12 feet.
12? Like you think
as
they were
far
from?
as you are from me.
You think it's that close?
I don't know.
Yeah, the thing
Last
is,
time I shot a gun, my name was Ma Durango, and I worked at the Great Movie Ride, and I just robbed a bank.
My thing is, I thought because they're rifles, and these are expert, these are expert shooters. There's
So put them
22s?
across the football field and see how good you are.
I thought maybe it was 30 feet, like maybe from me to where Celine would sit, like right behind Sabrina, another 15 feet or so. Like I thought, man, it's 15 feet. They are 15 feet away with a high-powered rifle.
Is it high powered or?
Hell yeah, it's high-powered. They want you to die.
Like a 9mm or even bigger than that?
Oh, a 9mm is a handgun.
I don't know.
Are we looking at a 30-30
I think it was probably a 30-06 or maybe a
30-06. Damn it, I knew I wasn't saying it right.
There's a bunch of them it could be. I mean, maybe just an AR round. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to die. It's going to tear you apart. But
I feel like give them the opportunity to run as fast as they can back and forth. And if they miss the bullet, they live.
That's so funny. If you can die,
sick.
The people get 10 shots, and if you can live through the 10 shots, you get to leave.
So now we've turned executions into basically carnival games at the fair.
Well, now we can bet on that on our Hard Rock app.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's so funny because I used to remember there was a myth that if you could survive 2 jolts from the electric chair, they would let you go. Of course, that's not true. You're not going to survive 2 jolts.
They just up the voltage.
They're not going to just let you walk out. Okay, you survived. See you later.
Exactly.
Get to murdering.
Have a good one.
But yeah, this guy is going to get, it's 3 people holding rifles about 15 feet away who will complete his punishment in what will be the U.S.'s first firing squad execution in 15 years.
Why'd they go to that?
He requested it.
Now,
you have a choice in South Carolina.
Yeah, in South Carolina, you have a choice.
How do you want to die? Someone texted us that Utah's had firing squads for years.
Yeah, they can hang you in some states still.
Utah's weird,
I think
too,
in
though.
Oklahoma, they can still hang you. I think it's the only state in the union where hangings are still legal as a form of execution.
That would be my last choice.
Oh, really?
Hanging takes a while.
Yeah. Guess why this guy didn't want to have lethal injection?
He hates needles.
He hates needles.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh,
A guy who beat 2 people to death with a baseball bat doesn't like needles. So he chose the firing squad instead.
Okay.
You know, it's a shame he didn't choose a baseball bat.
The eye for an
poetic
eye.
irony.
Yeah. South Carolina spent about $54,000 in 2022 building an area for a firing squad in its death chamber, and it will not be far from the electric chair. You can walk in and see the electric chair, and then step up to the old plate there and get your
eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Get your
Which
bullet.
way do I want to go?
All right. Given the opportunity, as media, would you go see an execution?
I was invited.
You were.
I was invited to witness Eileen Warnos's execution.
What? And you didn't go? I mean, I guess that would have been. I don't know. It could be very. You think that you'd want to go see, and maybe it's a traumatizing experience.
I did not.
How are we on the air for 6 years?
I've told you this story before. You just very rarely remember what I say.
Okay.
I will remember this.
But
and
yeah, I was.
You said no.
I said no.
How did you get invited to that?
As a member of the press.
Yeah, but I mean, there are a lot of members of the press. Did you apply for it?
No, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have
Deb,
wasted.
you're a woman.
I wouldn't have wasted someone's time applying for it. It's interesting when you're asked to be there, and the thought of actually being this glass close to Sabrina and watching someone take their last breath. And
she was lethal injected, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she didn't get the chair.
Didn't she say something? I don't know, notable. Right before, I thought there was a quote that
there was where she's going on to the other side and the spaceship's coming together. It's different than Gacy. Gacy just said, "Kiss my ass." Those were his last words.
Somebody said, "Let's get it over," or something like that.
Yeah.
Would you go, Jimmy?
Man, I don't know. I think it really is dependent on what the form of execution is. I don't know that I could watch anybody take a hit in the electric chair. But a lethal injection is just basically somebody falls asleep. And I could.
In some cases, they talk about it being like they're suffocating. You remember that one guy where they botched it so bad they had to stop and then try it again the next night.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there watching that. And plus, I didn't want to take the space for maybe, one of her victims' family members.
Mm-hmm.
For all the macabre that people think that I'm enamored with, I didn't want to see that.
Yeah, you don't want to get green mild, right? Where they don't put the sponge in there, right?
Right.
Next thing you know, you're
The
being,
flies come out of your mouth.
you're being microwaved.
Yeah.
And the flies start coming out of your mouth.
Bundy's interesting. His post-execution photo, he has a small smile on his face.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
I remember when they did
seriously.
that. I remember when they did that. Because, it happened up in Stark, Florida. And, man, it was...
You were alive.
It was crazy when they killed Bundy.
We had a Christmas party at another radio company that I worked for, and our Christmas party was at the Orange County History Center. Our dessert table was the defense table where Bundy had scratched his name.
No! Deb! What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, you're throwing out a lot of fun facts here.
It was creepy
about Deb.
It's creepy to go get a pedophore and it's right over Bundy's name. It's like, I don't think I want to.
I love that they use that table for snacks.
I know, for
And
the dessert. And it was Bundy's defense table.
They didn't even put a tablecloth on it.
No.
We'll just let you see the death etchings.
Right, exactly. It was
Jesus.
like, what the hell?
Wow. I got nothing for you guys.
Man, I got to tell you, the way this thing is set up, this chair where this guy's going to get shot, when I say he is right next to the electric chair, look at this thing. Look at that, Deborah.
Oh.
That's the shooter chair, electric chair. Like, the guy's going to have to move out of the way to avoid shooting the electric chair to shoot this guy.
Now, that's what I call recycling.
So for like $2,000 more, they could have put a wall up between the two?
A small drywall wall.
Hey, check a look at this. You sure you don't want to go have a seat over here?
407-916-1041. Text
Whoa.
us at 77031. Yes?
Oh, I got
All right.
nothing.
All right.
I'm thinking about my entire life right now.
We'll be back in a second.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
The off-ramp from I-95 northbound to Belleville Road, that is blocked due to an accident. There's a vehicle fire blocking the ramp from Florida's Turnpike northbound to State Road 429. Keep an eye out for an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound before Hancock Road, slowing down traffic there. Traffic is slowing down on all the major roadways this afternoon. Travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Try a $3 Son of Baconator today. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Compare your quote, and it's so easy to do that with that mortgage guy, Don. Already have a mortgage quote, and you're wondering if it's any good. A recent study showed that less than 20% of people compare that first mortgage quote that they get. You don't want to be a slacker, though. You want peace of mind. Just go to the website, hit the button that says compare, and upload your quote. That's it. That mortgage guy, Don, will tell you if it's any good, and you can get a quote with no hard credit inquiry. It's peace of mind right there at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Fence Outlet customer Sarah shares.
We decided to go with Fence Outlet after receiving several referrals from our neighbors. They've been in business for over 30 years, so we trusted that they would do a great job, and they did.
Go to fenceoutlet.com to book your free estimate. License number C10252 and C10803.
I'm Rebecca. I was injured in a car accident and hired one of the big TV law firms. They sent me to an injury clinic that I felt just wanted to make money off me. I needed an attorney and doctors who cared about me. I called attorney Glenn Klausman, and he helped me get the best doctors who really helped me. I was extremely pleased with my settlement. He also got me $10,000 for vet bills for my dog that was injured in the accident, and he did that for free. Call attorney Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. Glenn Klausman, office, Winter Park.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing?
If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today by calling 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
This is Ben Bullen from Stuff They Don't Want You to Know. Folks, we bet you know at least a handful of people that are taking Ozempic, semaglutide, or other similar medications, and they're doing so for good reason. These are groundbreaking ways for changing quality of life, and Future Health makes accessing them simple, safe, and affordable.
Yeah, obesity affects roughly 42% of U.S. adults, according to the CDC. And I am actually someone who's struggled with weight loss in the past, and I've had great results from trying some of these GLP-1s in the past myself.
Just take their quick 3-minute survey. From there, if approved by a clinician, you'll get prescribed and get meds delivered to your door within 24 hours.
So don't delay. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in 3 minutes at tryfh.com. That's tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Worried about buying or selling your home? Don't be. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty does real estate differently, with buying and selling solutions faster than you could say, more tape? Nationally ranked and locally loved, TNG sells homes 2 times faster for an average of over 20,000 more. So ditch the stress ball. Check out the Nickley Group's over 3,000 5-star reviews. Get a guaranteed cash offer for your home today. Visit thenickley.com.
Insurance companies don't want you to hire an attorney so they can pay you pennies on the dollar for your injuries. But I don't cost you a dime unless I get you money. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Don't get pushed around by the insurance companies. Just call Mo.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, Savvy, can you have Deb show you Jack's buzzer button for whenever Jimmy mispronounces a word? He gets buzzed every time he says something wrong. So he's owed a buzzer for psilocybin.
I said it exactly like that. Psilocybin, that's exactly what I said.
Oh.
That's your new buzzer button.
Thanks, I appreciate that
I
very
like
much.
that
Now
one,
it's even better.
actually.
I'm going to mispronounce everything now.
It's very
even better.
A lot of personality.
Right. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that. Hope you had a really good day at work. Just turn us up. We got you all the way to your driveway. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabrina here with us today.
Howdy.
Thanks again, Sam. Appreciate it so much.
Oh, it's been a really fun
You're
time.
the absolute best, and you don't have to lie anymore.
I'm
You're
not
perfectly
lying.
fine.
I know. I love it.
You
You
don't-
guys actually laugh at things I say.
Oh, do they not laugh at things you say on
They
that show?
try to be tough guys.
Do they really?
Until
I
it's
listen every
so
day, by the
funny
way.
they can't.
Yeah,
help
that's
themselves.
That is true, though. I listen every day, right?
I didn't want to assume, but thank you.
Not to every minute, but I am a giant fan of the program. I listen to a lot of the shows on.
Who's your favorite on the show?
I like the interaction between you and C-Lane. That makes me laugh a lot.
Thank
I
you.
like it when you guys get on Sean a little bit. It makes me laugh.
We have a
'Cause
good time.
The funny thing is, knowing you guys behind the scenes makes it even funnier because I know the dynamic behind the scenes, what even makes it funnier. I think the fact that when you guys team up on Sean, it makes me laugh as hard as it makes me laugh. I like it a lot.
I love them both very much, and I cannot believe that we're going on 12 years.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
Congratulations,
That is time.
man.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Yeah, the show is very fun. I love listening to it. Sean covers a lot of good topics, and you guys offer a lot of really cool input, which is good.
Thank you.
We're going to be 7 in November.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at us.
We're this many old.
And I think it's the longest record that a show has not gone away.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We did it, Joe.
All right, so tonight, Congress is being spoken to by Donald Trump. This is not the State of the Union. It is basically his, is it like a report card for the first 40 or 50
Hello,
days?
people.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? I mean, I don't know. Is there a name for it?
I thought it was a address, like state of the address.
It's a joint session of Congress, right? He's
Yes.
addressing a joint session of Congress.
But
It's
it
where,
is not a State of the Union.
yeah, it's not that. So he'll be, I don't know what he's going to do. He's probably get up there and just kind of,
wing it.
talk about, well, that's
Well,
what he
no,
does. He wings it.
We talked about it during the news. He's going to talk about everything he's accomplished in his first couple of months in office.
Yeah, and probably leave the past in the past. But tonight there is something very unique that happens during this. Do you guys know what I'm talking about by any chance?
An intermission.
No, not an intermission.
Musical act.
And you will probably know the term, but you won't know why the term exists. But it is a really interesting thing that happens in American politics. Think about what's happening tonight. All right? Think about what's happening. Right? How many leaders are going to be in that room?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what's it called?
The designated.
The designated survivor.
That's right. So the vice president.
No.
The House won't be there.
So that's the thing is you get handpicked by Donald Trump to be the designated survivor.
I always thought it was automatic.
Yeah, I don't think it is automatic. So who's going to be there? Because the succession of the presidency, if I remember right, goes like this. First in line is the vice president. That would be J.D. Vance. Second line after that is the Speaker of the House. Do you know what it is after that?
No.
The Senate pro tempore, which is Chuck Grassley.
Okay.
After that is the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, which is the closest he'll ever get to the presidency. Fifth in line is the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, and then it continues down the line, ending up with Kristi Noem. She would be the last one in line at 18th. But what happens is this, because what they're doing is everybody, the most powerful people, the president, the vice president, the Speaker of the House, and the entire cabinet will all be there, right? Some members of the Supreme Court, not all of them. I think there's going to be like 3 or 4 members. John Roberts and a few others are going to be there tonight.
Oh, you know Clarence Thomas will be
Clarence
there.
Thomas will probably be there tonight, if I had to guess.
Front row, fanboying out.
All those people are going to be there. So if something dramatic were to happen, they have to have somebody to make decisions for the country. But
Elon Musk.
No, they're not going to put Elon
already
there.
doing
They're not going to put the first lady out there?
The first man.
First lady.
First man.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you have to choose a designated survivor. This is something they've been doing since the 50s, but it wasn't until 1981 that the first designated survivor was named as then Education Secretary Terrell Bell. Now, here's how they choose. It says it's not really clear how the administration chooses a designated survivor since the process is classified, but the person who gets chosen has to be eligible to serve as president, which means they have to be a native-born American citizen, at least 35 years old. There have been several cabinet members who have done this who did not fit the criteria, who did not do this, that did not fit the criteria, including Secretaries of State Madeleine Albright, who was born in what is now the Czech Republic,
right,
and German-born Henry Kissinger, also not allowed to be that. And basically the number one thing that is to happen by the designated survivor is what?
Survive. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. It was a bad answer.
That's okay. It was not a bad answer.
The number one thing is that they have to make sure they run that country right.
They have to be able to push the button.
Push the football.
Because, what you get is
But that was like, I thought it was a code, and it's actually not just a button.
Called the nuclear football.
Yeah.
And what you'll get is you'll get some Secret Service agents. You get a designated liaison, I think. And then you get the person who has the nuclear football
handcuffed
to themselves.
Right.
And everybody in that group would have a key code, and all of them have to work in unison to basically launch our military into a counterattack if attacked. That is exactly what that is.
I don't know. If you're finding this interesting, you're going to love Paradise, Jimmy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's a lot to do with it?
It's along these lines.
Really? I love this. I love like espionage kind of stuff.
It's a great show, and it kind of puts a twist on post-apocalyptic, who's against who in the country, and what happens
Aren't
after
we living
everything
that already?
blows up.
I'll tell you what's kind of
But
funny.
now with Sterling K. Silver with his shirt off.
Who is in that, by the way?
Sterling K. Silver.
Okay, very nice.
It's not K. Silver at all.
Okay.
Sterling K. Brown. I think I just named him after Silver itself.
When I read the story today, I found that most interesting is is there a room? Let me ask you guys, do you believe, is there a room specifically designed to hold the designated survivor? Like you would think maybe, 30, 50, 60 feet below the White House, there's an elevator and a tunnel that goes down there, and it's an area that's completely secure.
I think it's far away from the White House.
It's the janitor's office right by the crapper.
It's exactly that.
What?
It's not.
there's an answer?
It's not the janitor's office, but let me tell you, one year they get somebody. The guy named Bill Richardson was talking about it because there's a few of these survivors who have been willing to discuss what they went through. Energy Secretary Bill Richardson, who was tapped by Clinton to be the designated survivor, said he just watched it from a friend's apartment.
Okay.
Just as long as they didn't know, and no one knew where he was. That's all. So there. It's no secure room. Like you would think the U.S., we're the most powerful. We're the most powerful country on planet Earth. Our military budget is equal to the next 15 countries, and that includes China and Russia. That's how much money we spend on our military.
Send somebody to an apartment.
Almost $1 trillion budget for military, and we send somebody to their buddy's apartment to hold the nuclear code in case we're attacked.
Area?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
That seems. There has to be bunkers.
It says he watched the 2014 speech from a friend's house in Sherwood, Maryland, about 90 miles outside of Washington.
It's a lot of pressure for the friend, by the way.
Exactly.
He goes, it's fun. You're sitting there. You're being watched. You got security. There are a few thrills. My wife and my friends were impressed that the fire trucks were there.
To not bring attention to the place you're at.
Exactly. Keep it on the DL.
It says, there's one situation here. It says he went to his daughter's New York apartment, where he wrote that he was accompanied by key military staff and Secret Service, including a military officer carrying what I presume to be the nuclear football, a black leather-encased aluminum briefcase that would be used to authenticate the person ordering a nuclear strike. Wow. And here's the thing. The guy didn't get any instructions because I don't recall getting any specific instructions on what to do.
Yeah, just don't die.
If a doomsday scenario did happen. He goes, all I knew.
Hey, what's up? I'm your new president.
This is what I knew. I could turn to the military officer and go, hey, we need to do this. It's time to do the nuclear strike. That's how informal it is when you consider.
Wait, but that's the next direction? Like something goes down and their one job is to send the nukes elsewhere? Or are they supposed to run what is left of the country?
Well, they're supposed to send the counterattack. Because, there's a what's the term for that? There is basically a zero likelihood of survival with nuclear war. There's a term they use for that.
Oh gosh.
There's a term they use for that.
Zero-sum existence?
Something like it says, all I knew that is if necessary, I could turn to that military officer accompanying me, holding that 45-pound bag and trigger a military response, including a nuclear strike if need be.
Damn.
Nuclear holocaust?
No, there's a term they use for nuclear war.
Broken arrows?
When it comes, and I think that's the name of an action, though.
Damn it.
But there's a term they use. So basically what it means is there's a very small likelihood of survival when it comes to all-out nuclear war.
Fun.
Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed your Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, if it's only money later, so you can get your cash together. All right, 407. There was no designated survivor in 2021 since only 200 members of Congress attended the joint sessions. So apparently because of COVID.
They couldn't zoom in.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because somebody, I guess. There was an education secretary, there was a labor secretary, a commerce secretary, and there's only one name of all these that you would know, and that's Rick Perry in 2019.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only one. Everybody else is just kind of a nobody you would never even recognize.
It's actually, if you remember, Kiefer Sutherland was in a TV show called Designated Survivor.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah, about 10 years ago, maybe even more.
That's what he does these days. He does these
Well, do you guys remember how 24 was getting a little too close to life? And 24 at the time was listen, we write these episodes weeks in advance. We had no idea this stuff was going to mirror our television show.
Like The Simpsons, man.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's crazy.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. California prison is having a very bad day. I'll tell you why next.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I weigh myself about once a week, and I'm butt naked on the scale.
I did it the other day, also butt naked, but I had my phone in my hand, and I'm like, obviously.
20-pound phone.
Yeah, that's adding
This
a lot
is
to the 20-pound
why.
phone.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The off-ramp from I-95 northbound to Belleville Road, that is blocked due to an accident. There's a vehicle fire blocking the ramp from Florida's Turnpike northbound to State Road 429. Keep an eye out for an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound before Hancock Road, slowing down traffic there. Traffic is slowing down on all the major roadways this afternoon. Travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Shoe Station.
Shoe Station is now open at Lake Andrew. Experience shoe shopping like never before with all the brands you love, like Brooks, Birkenstock, New Balance, and more. Don't miss Shoe Station's grand opening on Saturday, March 15th. Shoe Station, now open at Lake Andrew.
WeAreNotTheBanks.com is a licensed mortgage lender that can do so much more. From debt consolidation, commercial business lending, new construction lending, and the Move Up Buyers Program. That can help you sell your current home so you can buy your forever home. Don't lose your dream home. Go to WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They can use your current equity to finance your new home with their Move Up program. Contact Brad Siebert today at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. NMLS ID number 150953, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Outstanding product when you want pain to swiftly decrease. I've been using various products from Blue Emu for years. Blue Emu's Maximum Arthritis Pain Relief Topical Cream is one that I really like because of how convenient it is to apply. A small amount goes a long way.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with a 0% intro APR on credit card balance transfers for 12 months. And right now, you could get $250 when you spend $2,500 using a Cash Rewards or Cash Rewards Plus card. Visit NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 15.15% to 18% based on creditworthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs.
This is the sound of turning small bets into legendary wins. Only on the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app. The sound of parlays. The sound of paydays. The sound of watching the game will never be the same. Hard Rock Bet has already paid out millions and millions in parlays to people across Florida. Download Hard Rock Bet now, and if your first bet doesn't win, get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Every morning, the first thing you do is reach for your glasses. What if you reach for nothing because you didn't need them? At the Filatowski Eye Institute, we help people wake up to clarity every day. No more smudges, no more hassles, just sharp, effortless vision. Take the step to a lens-free life. Schedule your free consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just dial pound 250 and say better vision. The Filatowski Eye Institute. Dial pound 250 and say better vision. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Daytona Bike Week is back. February 28th, March 9th. There's no better place to celebrate than at the iconic Daytona International Speedway. Home to the area's largest motorcycle marketplace with top manufacturer displays, top-of-the-line gear, custom bikes, and more. Plus, free demo rides and all the excitement of Harley-Davidson Thunder Round. It all culminates Saturday, March 8th with America's most historic motorcycle race, the Daytona 200. Daytona International Speedway is the place to celebrate Bike Week.
Be sharp, be on budget, be in the know, and become your own success story. At Valencia College, you can earn an associate or bachelor's degree for about half the cost of a state university. And our financial aid team is available to help you get your college costs even lower. It's success without the stress. Be smart about tuition. Become a worry-free student. Apply now at valenciacollege.edu. Classes start May 5th.
Explore the mysteries of rural America in the investigative podcast Obscurum. Season 1, Invasion of the Drones, details the story of chilling aircraft sightings in the Midwest, sparking conspiracy theories and lies until the shocking truth was revealed.
There was a drone, then it actually rotated around our house, almost looking as if it was peering in each window of our home.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Obscurum and start listening.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Listening to the Jim Colbert Show, unless you're watching us talk at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe today. Still to come, the Common Sense Financial
The night my
advice
mom
you
passed
need.
away.
It's Only Money with Scott Brown. Today at 6:20 on the Jim Colbert
Remix.
Show. The night my mom passed away, my brother convinced me that we should microdose mushrooms. I'd never done it before. So I went ahead and did it, and I'm pretty sure my mother came in the middle of the night and jumped on the bed. Scared me to death, and nobody was in the room. Maybe the mushrooms, maybe my mom. Good story.
Sorry, Scott.
Yeah, good times there.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't.
Big no on that one?
Yeah, that's a hard pass for your boy.
You don't see no dead relatives on your bed?
No. Not the day of her death. No, I would not want my mom moonwalking around my bed.
One more thing.
Yeah. Pick up your clothes. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Those are talkbacks. You could leave one as well. Get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. Use that microphone you see to send your comment on down the line. Sabby will get you on there in no time. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack. Excuse me. Sabby's here as well.
Hi, I'm Jack.
Shut up. Come on. My God.
All right, Jackie.
So many mistakes. So many mistakes.
Quick turnaround on that one, Sabrina.
I mean, he just had swooshes out of nowhere.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. I do have another story to get into, but Deb did something yesterday, and I want to see if you guys do this.
What?
Okay.
All right. So Jack took the day off, right?
Yeah.
Now, Jack's email was this simple. It was, hey, guys, taking tomorrow off. Sabrina will be producing. That's it. Nothing else. That's all we got, right?
And you're wondering what happened.
No, I didn't. I don't ask questions like that because here's the thing. I used to do that in the Monsters back in the day when I would just want to take a day off. I would be like, hey, man, not feeling all that great. I'm taking tomorrow off or whatever. And Russ would never ask me questions because every time he would ask me what I was doing, I'd make up something. I'm shepherding. I've got some sheep to herd. And because after a while, I just learned, I'm just taking the day off. I earned it. I'm taking the day off, right?
Yeah.
Deb yesterday asked Jack what he was doing.
How'd that go?
Did he answer?
He did.
What did he say?
He said that
don't say it if you're not supposed to. I don't want to blow us up his spot, but like
he's hunting for treasure.
Isn't that the weirdest thing that
he's shepherding sheep?
Like it's not even disrespect, nothing like that. But it's
I didn't mean it that way.
It's weird how people react to that, like because you really shouldn't ask, right?
I guess.
I'm not coming at you or anything. I mean, but do you guys do that? Like if C-Lane were tomorrow, or if C-Lane were to send an email tonight and say, hey guys, I'll be out tomorrow, or I'm going to be out Thursday or whatever, do you guys ask what he's doing, or you just go, okay?
I feel like for the most part, if any of us are taking off, it's like we've added that to our message about taking off. Like Sean woke up sick on Monday, and so that was attached to it.
Yeah, that's understandable, though.
And I said, prove it, bitch.
But if next week you were to just send an email out on Monday saying, I'm going to be out Thursday, guys.
Actually, I'm inspired to take Monday off. I was waiting till Jack got back tomorrow, but I'll let you know that now.
If it's a couple days ahead of time, then I have I'm off Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, but
you're about to ask me why.
But do they ask? Will Sean ask you why? Or will he just go, did you find me another producer or something like that?
No, I mean, he doesn't typically ask why unless it's, if it's something very last minute. But
yeah.
I won't leave it without the reason. And I
You
usually
always
go,
tell him
my
why?
period.
Oh, stop.
Once a month.
Do you tell him why?
I'll tell them if I'm sick. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
tell
yeah.
both of them.
But if you're just going to do whatever, I mean, if
I'm going to do whatever, and my goal is to give them enough heads up so they can find a third person.
Yeah, no question there. But,
But they never ask why.
Oh,
no.
yeah, good. Yeah.
All right, I'm never asking why.
Yeah, you don't. You're not supposed to do that. I don't ask you, like, if you're just like, are you really taking Monday off?
Yeah. Deb, I think you should ask why every time.
Like, have you ever noticed, like, when you say I'm taking off, I'll never ask why, because I don't care. It's your time off. You can take it.
But maybe it's not a care. Maybe it's a curiosity. Maybe wondering if everything's okay.
No,
I would ask her
no
if-
curiosity, Sabrina. No curiosity.
I would ask her if everything's okay, but even then it's a little weird, because then if you go, I can read your body language, and if you kind of give me a little squirrely little look or something, I'm going to know something's wrong, and then as your friend, I'm gonna wonder what's wrong. So I don't ask questions or nothing.
All right, good.
Because I would figure if you had something you needed to talk to me about, you just would.
Now I'm
You
going to
see what I'm
text
saying?
Jack asking why he took the day off.
Like, he probably went to a Yankees game. That's his big move.
No, he did not.
But that's his
Not
big
during the
move.
day.
But it's not what he's doing today.
I know that's not what he's doing today, but
I won't tell you
was a
because you
Raiders
don't want to know.
Yeah, you can tell me during the break.
Do you guys want to know why I'm taking off on Friday?
Yeah, what are you taking off?
Yeah,
on
where are you
Friday?
taking off on Friday?
You just took off. You just went to San Diego, did you not?
I know.
All right.
Poorly timed
Yeah.
trips.
What are you doing?
Going to Cherry Top, Georgia.
Oh, you really? What's up there?
My girlfriend's best friend's birthday in the mountains.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Beautiful up there.
nice.
And I said, have you heard about the stuff that we have available here in Orlando?
Not mountains.
But we're going up there,
Yeah.
and it's going to be very cold.
Yeah, I heard your camping trip went kind of awry. I've had some nightmare
never
camping
again.
trips. Yeah, it's just,
Never again.
What happened?
I'm with Sean on that one. By the way, I heard his comments like, look, when you get to a certain age, there is no tent camping anymore. That's when you go to
It was
outdoor.
so cold.
That's when you go to Outdoorsy and you have them deliver you an RV,
Giant wreck world for me.
and you show up and you do your thing, and
you
then
can
you
be
leave.
outside for a couple moments, and
That's
then you
it.
go in there because it was so cold
Yeah, no way.
that there was no sleeping. I was in a state of shiver and pain, and I was too half asleep to determine to go in the car. I should have gone in the car, but instead I was just miserable. And I grabbed, I believe, 14 hand warmers and tried to just put them over my body in order to get back in the car and right back to work.
I think Tom Van got caught out in a situation like that. He goes out to like Brooksville out in West Florida every year to go like ride their ATVs or four-wheelers, and they tent camp. And I think this year was one of the years they were like, because they're pretty, I mean, they're rugged people. You know, that couple likes to go out and do stuff like that. But I think it got a little too cold for him this time. And he's like, I don't know if I'm doing that anymore.
Fun.
Where
when
were
it's
you
that
camping?
cold. At Geneva.
Okay.
Oh, they're about.
It's a Ocala Forest area. What
Yeah,
am
that's
I
not
thinking
Geneva
of?
though. Yeah, Geneva's like out
What
near
am I
Mills.
thinking of? It was in the Ocala.
Oh yeah,
National
that's fine.
Forest.
Yeah, that's fine.
Beautiful, great place. Super cold. Never
Yeah,
again.
I've camped up there quite a bit.
I've stayed in a cabin up there.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
We used to go to-
Horseback riding cabin.
We used to go to the Lake Door campground up there off Highway 19. It was a lot of fun. And that's one of the best places to see stuff in the sky, because when you say no light wash, there is zero light, like no light. It is dark, 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 and the sky is different out there.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And you're out there near that military base out there, you see some crazy stuff in the night out there, dude.
Were you on acid?
I was not on acid, but I was laying on a picnic table looking at the sky, and I was like, that star is doing some crazy stuff. It's moving around pretty nuts up there. And there's like an Air Force base right around there, like a weird kind of airfield where they do bombing runs in Lake George out there.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't even know what's going on.
The military will send out notices to let drivers know, hey, you might encounter wildlife trying to cross the road and get away from the big scary sounds.
Yeah, sure
We're
thing.
gonna do this again in 2 months.
Right. And you can Google Maps that place out there, and you can't see it because, Florida's flat, and all it takes is a 6-foot scrub to make it seem like there's nothing there. But, that's all big scrub land out there, and it's kind of desolate. There's nobody out there really, and it's all protected land. And I know exactly where it is, but when you Google it, it's way bigger than you think it is. Like, it's way bigger.
You get lost.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're the subject of a TV show.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy out there. The
Hanging out
forest
with the
is
Rainbow
nuts.
family.
I used to drive that thing all the time, drive through there in the middle of the night all the time. It's pretty spooky.
Why would you do that?
Because of going back to Blacker.
Oh, okay. I thought you just said it
Yeah,
for fun.
Going back to P-Town and go through the middle of the forest at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I did it on a motorcycle once. Got a June bug.
Oh,
right in the face. That was not fun.
Delicious, though.
Yeah. All right. So a California prison is in trouble. Big trouble. 30 officers indicted. 30 officers indicted. 22 of them, let me make sure I get this 22 of them have been arraigned. 8 are set to be arraigned next month.
And how big is the entire staff?
Oh, I don't know. It's quite a few people, though.
Okay.
What do you think?
At least a good chunk of them are now arrested.
Now, what would you think they got in trouble for?
I can't answer this without cheating.
Oh, you know the answer?
I do.
This was a juvenile hall.
Oh, is it like a Fight Club situation?
Dude, that's exactly what it is.
What is it?
Man, these prison guards were letting dudes fight like gladiators.
Had a field day.
From the ages of 12 to 18 years old. And they were basically running a freaking fight club in this prison.
Does that take time off your sentence? Because I'd be down to fight to leave a couple months early.
Oh, I would do that in a second. Man, you have to admit, though, there must be some 12-year-olds in there you do not want a part of.
Oh, man. No.
You think they're bastards already?
I know.
Put them in a juvie hall fighting 16-year-olds for the prison warden's fun.
No.
Yeah, an investigation by the California Department of Justice after footage of one of these fights leaked last year in January.
So
and some
the first rule was ignored.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, exactly.
There was one fight that they filmed that had 143 people involved in it.
What?
Wow.
143
and they're
people.
just now getting caught?
You weren't kidding when you said gladiator style.
69 incidents over a 6-month period where probation officers, quote, facilitated and permitted youths in their custody to fight each other. Damn. The so-called gladiator fights resulted in physical harm to youth and
a lot of entertainment.
A ton of entertainment. They said this was a dereliction of the officer's duty.
Really?
To protect those in their care. Yeah,
That's a fun word, dereliction.
Yeah.
Well, I wish that we'd have more footage of that. I feel like maybe this is where some proper taxpayer dollars can go towards.
Man,
imagine the funding for that.
Can you imagine what happens?
And you pull before anyone gets seriously hurt.
Oh, yeah. You got to go in there and get them.
It's better than a shanking in a shower.
God, I would think that you would not want...
Shanking in a shower, that's another show title.
All right. You would not want those people turning. I mean, 18-year-olds are no joke. I mean, when you get a 15, 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old...
Yeah, but 12-year-olds are nimble.
Yes.
They can jump on your face.
Like street fighters. Yeah, the 12-year-olds are little monkeys. God almighty, man.
Rip your eyelids off.
They're charged with child endangerment, conspiracy, battery in connection to the alleged fights, which is located in L.A., about 13 miles southeast of downtown L.A., and that's L.A. 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
They literally were raised on the streets.
Well, how much did they make off these fights, though? That's what really matters.
It doesn't really say that they were...
Because you bet on it for the Hard Rock app?
God, you would think that's exactly what they'd be doing.
Probably betting amongst themselves.
Of course.
That's what I would do. It'd be like the old Clint Eastwood movies were like bare-knuckle boxing. Put them in a ring and let them go.
That's the only reason to have it is so that you can make a little money off them.
In America, there are a ton of these backyard boxing things, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
These bare-knuckle...
Some of them are hard to watch.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little embarrassing, guys.
Terribly embarrassing.
This is maybe not going to be your route in life. But okay. And just have full belly out and then just as squeezed in as they can, a little what is it?
Lucha Libre?
Lucha Libre mask. Now, I think the full circle thing is that the 30-something indicted, we have them fight each other and then the kids are running it.
Oh,
there you go.
Everything is even.
That's way better than a firing squad.
Thank you.
Yeah, officers.
Wait, you think they should be murdered for these crimes?
Officers at La Padrinos Juvenile Hall allowed and encouraged nearly 70 fights to occur between youths ages 12 to 18 from July to December of 2023.
That's a long run.
That's amazing. Can I tell you something? That's amazing. You're right. It is a long run. It's amazing it stayed quiet that long. That's 30 people, and then there's 130 or so.
And all willing participants, or were kids forced to fight?
You would
that
think
suck.
the minute they got out, they'd do spilling it. The instant they got out, they would immediately go to the first cop and go, or first authority and go, hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but that prison is straight up running a fight club in there.
Well, someone ratted.
Somebody did rat. I think the video that got out is what got them busted. Because somebody posted it online and said, what the F is this?
What's going on over
Fully
here?
edited, though.
Yeah.
Sponsored.
Man, what is it with the, man, I got to tell you, it's so crazy because that prison, or the boys' school that was up in North Florida.
The Mariana School for Boys?
Yeah, but there's another name for it. They just made a movie about it.
Oh, let me think about
School
it.
of Rock.
No,
I don't know.
It's a little different than that.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But they're like that. That's like that was a thing for years in these schools. Like it was terrible. Like they treated the people so poorly. The kids were treated so poorly.
And no one followed up with it.
Yeah.
Florida School for Boys.
Yeah.
It was also known as the Arthur G. Dozier School
The Dozier
for Boys.
School, that's it. The Dozier School is how it's called, yeah.
And there's some survivors, they talk about, I believe it's the White House. It was a structure on the property where apparently some of the worst abuse took place at the Dozier School.
That's where the penalties were dished out?
Right, and so some of the survivors of the Dozier School for Boys will actually refer to themselves as being like the White House Boys. It has nothing to do with the White House in D.C. It has to do with this structure at the Dozier School for Boys up in Mariana, Florida. There was a paleontologist and archaeologist from FAU who went up there and actually helped find some of the unmarked graves of the boys who went up there.
Yeah, because that was one of the big things is they would die up there and they would never contact the parents. They would never contact the state. They would
they would just say they ran away.
And the movie's called Nickel Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, remember you and I talked about that?
Oh, I do remember this.
I remember coming in. I was like, Deb, they made a movie about that Dozier School called Nickel Boys, and it's an adaptation of the story.
Right.
I guess it follows it, but loosely, but telling the story of the Dozier Reform School.
Which was...
And that just came out last year.
Yeah, December last year.
Wow. I'll have to find where it's streaming because that
you
would
hear
be...
that, kids? You better not act up.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the book that it was based on won a Pulitzer.
Wow.
Yeah, so probably for investigative reporting of some sort. I don't know. I have to check that out, though, because it looks crazy. Also, there's another one from PBS called The Dozier School for Boys, Part 1, The White House Boys.
There we go.
Yeah. Kind of going back to what you were saying about the White House being the penalty area.
Yeah, exactly. Just horrible. I mean, then that's saying something because that whole school was said to be really abusive. But to have one structure that every boy at that school feared having to go into.
Yeah. Did you ever know anybody that had to go to like a detention school or school like this, Abby?
Yeah. An old roommate of mine was sent to, and I believe in Central Florida, like parents, she was acting up in high school.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
Did it change your life?
It not, I don't think, for the better.
It
made her more aware of the abuse that's going on in there.
Yeah.
And I think that she was one of many examples of parents who want the best for their child, don't look into the facility.
Right, yeah.
Just assume that all is okay, and it was awful.
No, it was not
horrible.
okay, yeah.
Just like Paris Hilton's experience.
Yeah. Ross had to go one-on-one as well. It changed Ross's life, though. If you listen to tell his story, it really changed his life because he went in there and like, I do not belong here, man. I am not this guy because he's told the story on the air where he brandished a like a BB gun at a bus stop.
It was an airsoft pistol,
an airsoft pistol or whatever the case may be. And somebody ratted on him, and they put him in one of these schools for a little while. And he's like, he tells that story, and you can see his like face change. He's like, I did not belong there, and I did not do anything stupid after that.
And that's
I learned
coming
my
from
lesson.
like a mentally stable person.
Yeah, completely mentally
it'll
stable.
Change some people for the worse, and that's why I kind of just dodged all of that and just lied. And I was a good girl.
Did you have a destructive part in your life, like a moment where you kind of lost your mind a little bit?
I feel like it's happening any second now.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I'm glad to be here for it.
Yeah, I think
Glad
I'm
to
living
be
it.
here
I think
for
I'm
it.
living it as we speak now.
Excellent.
I think back in my 20s, in my late teens, in my 20s, I had a run there that was not good.
I have had moments, but I don't think I've had my wild out.
Really? God, I would
phase.
think that you would have lost your damn mind when you were younger.
No.
No?
I mean, I've certainly was more dicey in my early 20s and late college, but then I don't know. I started working and then
had
it all went
responsibilities,
away.
right?
Mhm.
I mean, you had to take care of yourself.
I still feel I'm going to be 35 this year, so I have the next couple months to kind of just get it all out of my system now, right?
Yeah. You should do it. Lots of
I'm gonna say the
acids,
T word right now.
ayahuasca, go squat in the field, all those things.
Try not to fall off the earth.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Load them up. Trivia's next, guys.
Good. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is next. Call now 407-916-1041.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings, the official partner of the NBA.
The Magic are back in action tonight. Orlando will host Toronto in the second half of a home-and-home, looking for a split after losing Sunday. Magic guard Jalen Suggs, he'll miss the rest of the season. He underwent knee surgery today. He's expected to make a full recovery before training camp, though. And Bill Belichick's first off-season as North Carolina's football coach won't be the subject of HBO's Hard Knocks after a breakdown in contract talks. I'm Scott Davidson.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Hey, guys, we live in Central Florida. You know what that means, right? Cold one day, hot the next day. But I got to tell you, in the summer, there are no cold days. It's perpetually hot. And that's why Leon Mills at Mills Air tells me to tell you right now, get your preventive maintenance plan. It's an absolute must. And these guys have been doing these since 1992, 30-plus years here in Central Florida, keeping you nice and cool. And their techs are awesome people. They know these systems inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. They can repair it. Even better, they won't make you feel uncomfortable in your own property while they're there working. Not to mention, they are Carrier Factory authorized dealers, and that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always, always, always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts at family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule that appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. MillsAir.com.
Are you hiding your smile because of missing or damaged teeth? Solid Bite can help. With the latest techniques and technology, you'll be showing off your smile in no time. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now to receive your free booklet. 321-259-8000.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
Hey, it's Jack, and you know I love saving money, and that's why I switched to solar over a decade ago. Going solar just makes sense. Solar Source has been my go-to for solar solutions, trusted since 1984 with over 60,000 installations. I have saved thousands of dollars since switching to solar. This is the Sunshine State. Put that sun to work for you and stop renting your electricity from the power company. Make your own with a system from Solar Source. They even offer a pay-as-you-go battery package that'll keep you powered up when the grid goes down. No more blackouts for you. Their systems add value to your home and cut energy costs. Feel confident with Solar Source, the oldest and most experienced provider. Online at solarsource.com. Tell them Jack from Real Radio sent you.
When it comes to making fantasy picks on your favorite players, you want excitement. But you also want a platform you can trust. Better Picks is available in over 30 states. So if you're hearing this, it's probably available for you.
Better Picks is safe, secure, and super easy to use. Just pick more or less on your favorite player stats and put your skills to the test.
With Better Picks, you get the thrill of playing for up to 1,000 times your cash. So go ahead, make your picks and play for big wins with super fast payouts and withdrawals.
Dial **win or go to betrpicks.com and use promo code RADIO to get your first entry matched in bonus funds, win or lose, up to $250. That's **WIN or go to betrpicks.com and use promo code RADIO.
Must be 21 or older and in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned with your play? Call the NCPG at 1-800-522-4700.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
In Office, Orlando.
Mardi Gras is here. Let's celebrate all month at Tibby's New Orleans Kitchen, the most authentic Mardi Gras celebration in town, happening now through March 4th. Family owned and operated, run by New Orleans natives, serving Cajun flavors for over a decade. Fresh king cakes daily, weekend brunch with bottomless drinks, and live music to keep the party going. Now through March 4th, celebrate Mardi Gras at Tibby's. Eat, drink, and celebrate like you are in New Orleans. 2 locations, Altamont and Winter Park. Get in here and let the good times roll. For details, visit tibbys.com.
Spring is finally here, and so are spring projects. So get them started at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale. This weekend, save on products like pressure washers for $69.99, 42-inch roller cabinets for under $500. Plus, 30% off Hercules corded power tools. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 3/9/25 while supplies last. Limitations apply, so spring in before it's over.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Just because an injury doesn't show up on an x-ray doesn't mean it isn't real. We know doctors that specialize in whiplash, sprains, strains, and tears. They can help us prove your pain is real and fight for your future medical needs. Farrah and Farrah.
Orlando.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Appreciate that very much. Hope you had a wonderful work day today. Nice, easy drive home. Turn us all the way up. We got you all the way there. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Sabby has the Sabby Sack.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All aboard.
That's fine. Yeah, there you
All
go.
aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Lickety-clack.
Yay.
Auga. All right, in the Savvy Sack, we've got some real good stuff. You can win a pair of tickets to the 83rd running of the Daytona 200.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Saturday, March 8th, this iconic race held at the World Center of Racing has tested the skills of the world's top motorcycle racers for over 70 years. We also have a pair of advanced screening passes to see the adventure ride Novocaine. You can see Novocaine with seat motion and environmental effects that put you in the heart of the action.
Oh, yeah.
You feel it in 4DX at Regal. The screening is on March 10th, 2025 at the Regal Waterford Lakes, and guests will get to see his adventure in 4DX. X. Oh, yeah? And that's all that's in my sack.
Savvy Sack. Let's play some trivia, Jimmy.
There you go, for sure. Let's do it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, young lady.
Oh, let's go 5.
5.
Damn it.
There you go. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Hey, Doug, how you doing, buddy?
Dougie?
Doug?
Dougie boy?
Hello.
Is it Doug 1 or Doug 2? Because we have 2 Dougs.
Doug, bottom Doug. 1 Doug.
Oh, wow.
Doug, what's going on?
How's it going, guys?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good. Yourself?
Good. You want to play a little game with us?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
And this is the part.
There you go. That's fine. Yeah, that's good. Don't worry about it. All right, Doug, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is not true, Doug.
No.
I am trying to fool you. But if you do find it, I will send you over to the Sammy Sack, and you can choose what prize you'd like. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. On this day in 1902, the American Automobile Association, commonly known as AAA, was founded on this day.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about AAA and 1 Road Ranger of a lie.
And you're still waiting for him from 1902.
Put your radio down.
Exactly. All right. Here we go, buddy. We're talking about AAA. Which one of these is untrue, okay?
All right.
Here we go. Number 1, the first roadside assistance offered by AAA was provided by men on motorcycles. Number 2, 1 out of every 4 American households is a AAA member. Number 3, in the 1960s, AAA was a key player in the creation of the National Traffic and Motor Safety Board and the Highway Safety Act. Or lastly, when AAA was founded, its main goal was to convince Americans to buy automobiles. Which of those is a lie?
Let's go number 2.
No, that's absolutely true. 1 out of every 4 households in America has a AAA member in there. 1, 2, or 3, young lady?
2.
2 is Martin. Martin.
What's up?
Hey, buddy, what's going on? We're talking about AAA. Which one of these is not true, Martin? Number one, the first roadside assistance offered by AAA was provided by men on motorcycles. Number two, in the 1960s, AAA was a key player in the creation of the National Traffic and Motor Safety and Highway Safety Acts. Or lastly, when AAA was founded, its main goal was to convince Americans to buy automobiles.
Men on motorcycles, number one.
No, that's absolutely true.
Really?
Yeah, all of the assistance was provided by their men on motorcycles. It was an entire program they ran.
They must not have subscriptions.
You know, they could have, what an acronym. Just send mom.
Yeah, right. One or three?
Three.
There we go. Chase, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
All right, buddy, we're talking about AAA, and you have a 50-50 shot at winning here.
Oh, here we go.
Which one of these is untrue? Number one, in the 1960s, AAA was a key player in the creation of the National Traffic and Motor Safety and Highway Safety Acts. Or lastly, when AAA was founded, its main goal was to convince Americans to buy automobiles.
You got this.
I'm going to go with the first one.
No, that's absolutely true. They were absolutely instrumental in the U.S.'s safety awareness for road, for cars and automobiles.
Really?
Absolutely. They, in the 60s, they were a powerhouse. Actually, for many, many years, they were. Let's go to number one, which is Justin. Justin, how you doing, dude?
Hey, my lucky day. What's up,
It is your lucky day.
Yeah,
Tell me if
it
this is
is.
true or not. When AAA was founded, its main goal was to convince Americans to buy automobiles.
I'm going to say that's not true.
That's not true. Do you have any idea what the original goal of AAA was?
Oh, man.
Cookies.
No. I would assume it would be to help people, but I'm assuming not.
Well, it's funny because there weren't many vehicles then. So really what they were trying to do was the onset of the automobile age. The number one goal for AAA was to put up road signs.
Oh, wow.
That was exactly what their job was. I'm going to put you on hold, buddy. You're a winner, Justin.
Congratulations, Justin.
The entire thing was created to erect road signs so that when the budding automobile industry started kind of growing, they wanted people to know exactly what was going on, where they could turn, how fast it was, when the stop signs, all that stuff.
So we can credit AAA for people not knowing how to yield.
Yeah, you sure can. A couple other things you may not know about AAA before we get to the top of the hour.
Tell me more.
Where are their headquarters?
Lake Mary, isn't it?
Yeah, Heathrow, Florida, right up the street.
That was quick.
Yeah, about 6 miles up the
Have a
road.
chance to guess.
You can see the building up there in Heathrow, Florida. They've been there for quite a while.
Sorry, Sabrina.
That's okay.
In 2006, AAA signed a 3-year deal to sponsor a Roush race car in the NASCAR Nextel Circuit Series.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then
Well,
lastly
that's where
here,
my money went.
and then lastly here, this one's a little sketchy. There's a history everywhere in the U.S.
Of course.
Yeah, especially in the early 1900s. You may see where this is going.
Oh.
During the Jim Crow era,
okay,
AAA did not allow African Americans to join the service.
Oh, that's rude.
Yeah, you could not join the association if you were black.
Really?
Yeah, when they first opened up during the Jim Crow era.
So now we know why the Green Book had to exist.
That's exactly right. Did you ever see that movie, by the way, Sam?
The Green Mile?
The Green Book.
No.
Damn good movie.
Green Inferno?
No, it was a book that was exchanged between African American families who would be going on like a road trip in the
Yes.
50s or 60s.
Familiar, did not see the movie.
Yeah, it would tell them what I never saw the movie
Oh
either.
my God, it's unbelievably good. Is it Mersula?
That's from The Little Mermaid.
No, come on. it's the actor. It's
Okay, let's see.
It's is it Marshall? God, I'm hacking.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, that's him. He was a jazz musician in the movie,
right?
And he had to ride around with this Green Book because as he toured, they would only let him in certain clubs and stay in certain hotels
and restaurants too, right?
So we hired this guy to drive him around who knew the Green Book. And it is a damn good movie if you haven't seen it.
I'll give it a go. Yeah, 2018 I'm seeing here.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I think you'll like it for sure.
So AAA, they apologize, give a good discount for all the racist stuff.
I don't know that they did.
I'm sure just the same as that Augusta Golf Club that welcomes everybody.
Yeah. I don't think they did
Yeah.
that either. Well, I got to tell you, that's not the only golf club that was like that. There was a big
No, but Augusta is still the only one still like that, though, right?
No, they have black members now. Yeah, they have black and female members now. They succumb to the pressure.
What about black females?
Yeah, but there was a club called, I think, Crooked Stick or something like that hosted the PGA championship one year, in the early 90s, and they had to change their policy because the minute they found out there were no black members, man, the PGA Tour is like, no, we're not going there, player.
Right.
Not going to be a part of that world. So they put one black member in. They're like, okay, we're good now.
And we're going to need you to be at the front all the time.
You need to be in all the pictures, sir.
What's his name? Tiger Woods.
You can be in all the pictures, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Next hour, we have Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. Boy, when he missed his segment last week, people lost their damn mind.
I know.
Yeah, I got questions.
We got a lot of texts for people who wanted to ask him questions and stuff. We do have something to talk about when we come back. The woman in Lake County, Sulpizio.
Yeah.
There's a new wrinkle to this because one of my things, Sabby, is they declared her to be insane so that she couldn't stand trial.
Well, incompetent to stand trial
Yeah.
until she gets treated.
So then she gets treated, but there's a twist to that. And I'll tell you what it is next.
Take us with you anywhere. Yep, even there. Follow Real Radio 104.1 on the free iHeartRadio app. Just please wash your hands when you're done.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on I-4 westbound before Princeton Street. There's an accident on the ramp from I-95 northbound to Belleville Road. Traffic slowing down due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound at State Road 429. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song. Get your max tax refund guaranteed, and new customers get $100 to switch. Don't miss the boat. Book an appointment with experts today. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Time to be a hero. Tell your friends and family about Life Imaging FLA. And look, man, if you have a member that you think could benefit from Life Imaging and their free heart scan, get them over there. No joke. This thing is for real. My wife and I did this, and the information was incredible. I remember handing the CD to my doctor, and he was going crazy at the images. He's like, man, he couldn't believe how clear they were and how much they could tell him. My heart was fine. My wife's heart was fine. And I'll never forget when my wife was standing next to her mom when her father-in-law called to say that his heart was clear as well. That relief that you get, that when you know that you're in a good shape, man, there's nothing like that. Remember, no dyes. You don't take off your clothes. This entire process only takes a few minutes. Remember, there are a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value while you're there. Please ask about their cancer screening as well. It's easy to make your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you will be connected in seconds. Make that call, guys, and make this the year you finally take control of your long-term health care. You have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Kevin, why is my auto insurance so expensive? I need to switch because my company raised my rates again.
I hear you, Jay. I had the same problem, but then I called Acceptance. They saved me hundreds on my car insurance.
Really?
Yes, Acceptance was great. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Do you have their number?
Sure do. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. 7049.
Why pay more for auto insurance? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance shop for you by comparing and finding the best rates. You could save up to 30%. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Acceptance Insurance. We shop, you save. Restrictions apply based on Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
I know what you're going to say. I'm not the type to sue. I get it. But you also weren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't ask to be injured. You didn't ask for these medical bills. And you didn't ask for your car to be smashed up. Want to fight to hold them accountable? Just call Mo.
New Year's resolution is to buy a home? Get your free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
Did you know that virtual dolphins could be the key to managing stress? Or that electronic music could save the world from malaria? Believe it or not, it is all true. And you can hear these stories plus many more all this week on Part-Time Genius as we count down the 25 greatest science ideas of the past 25 years. It's a week full of fact-packed episodes you will not want to miss.
NASA scientists have already fast-tracked another important use for black fungus, protecting astronauts from cosmic radiation.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Part-Time Genius, and listen now.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
JCS crew. This is a good crew.
Flexi.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night. What's up, Sabby?
Hey.
Jim, so you say you don't like asking Deb if she's going on vacation, but you've asked her like 5 times already, so
Okay.
I just wanted to make that clear.
Oh, it's just...
And Deb, I met Chris the other night. He's awesome.
I know.
Nice guy.
Don't kiss him, though.
He's a sweet dude.
Hey.
I made out with him twice.
He's a good kisser.
He was the aggressor, for the record.
Does that mean tongue?
No. It just means he was very, very forward.
Pulled your hair too, huh?
Yeah. Nothing in the world like getting pushed into a stall in a public bathroom.
I know. One of my favorite memories.
Yeah, right.
They have nice trailers over in Mount Dora.
407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Those are talkbacks. You can leave one as well. It's free. Just grab that iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. You'll see a microphone there. Use that to send your comment over to Sabrina, and she'll get you on the air in no time. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabby is here as well.
Hey, you.
Scott Brown just stepping in right before her segment. Turn your mic on there, big dog, so I can talk to you for a minute. There we go. There you go. It's right there, the red
Is
button.
this one?
That
Is it
red
that one?
There you go.
Oh, the red button.
By the way, all the mics are on.
Yeah.
Until I figured out which one was.
Don't worry.
I won't tell any dirty jokes.
Back from your trip in the DR.
DR.
Was it everything I told you it was going to be?
It was incredible. I hate to tell you this, but the teeth of the dog was closed.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's true.
You got to play Die 4 a couple times?
I did. I played Die 4, and I played the Lynx.
Yeah.
And I got to see, play golf on the ocean. It was
Yeah.
pretty good, and I was on turbo fire.
Okay, so everything but golf.
Yeah.
I did not understand.
Okay.
What's a Lynx and the Die 4?
All right, so I'll give you the reason I asked Scott to come in a little bit because I went to the Dominican Republic last September.
Beautiful place.
For my anniversary with my beautiful wife, right?
Happy anniversary.
And we went to the Dominican, and I'd never been there. We stayed at a resort called Casa de Campo, which is a very, very nice resort.
House of Combo.
Is that what it is?
It is House of, yeah, it is. That's correct.
It is a gigantic property. And when I say gigantic, it takes up a portion of the
entire island?
Would be the southeast portion of the island. When I say a portion, is it 7,500 acres or something like that?
Yeah, it's huge. It's something like that.
So to take a golf cart and ride from one side to the other is about a 40-minute drive.
Does the battery last that long?
Yeah, it does. And it's they're all gas powered.
They're gas powered and they're really, really fast.
Yeah. And you get a golf cart when you check in because the thing is so expansive. You have to have a golf cart to make it back and forth to different parts of the resort. That's how big it is.
I love driving golf carts.
Yeah, it is crazy fun. Restaurants everywhere. Some of the best golf in the Caribbean. And a really cool place. And I just mentioned to Scott because we're both golfers that I got to go play there. And he looked at me and said, "No joke, I'm going there in February." So he just got back last week. And,
but I guess some of the holes were not open?
Some of the holes were not open. So I walked up to look at this beautiful golf course that so many people, including Jimmy here, told me about, and I walked out to a pile of dirt. That was no bueno. No bueno.
I'll tell you how exclusive it is and how nice it is. And by the way, I bought a package to go there. And this is not like a thing where I balled out and had a private jet, but Michael Jordan takes his friends there every year to go play golf. So they will tell you, the caddies there will tell you who comes in town, and it's like the who's who. Jordan comes in and stays for 2 weeks. He does 1 week of fishing and 1 week of golf and gambling.
Albert Pujols has a house there.
Yeah,
Big Papi has a house there.
Yeah.
All those Dominican MLB guys have homes there. Yeah,
and it's crazy because all the homes there are built to resist the worst possible hurricanes. So everything is concrete. Even the roof is solid 1 foot thick concrete.
So no cell phone reception inside.
And I told Scott when I went there, because we both have interest in like real estate and stuff like that. I said, "What do you think the very first house?" Because they sell real estate in there. You could actually live on this property if you want. There are residences everywhere.
Let's go in on a house.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'd have to.
We'll do that.
We couldn't eat afterwards, but we could definitely get one.
The first house when I went, because they have a real estate section in there, you can go and look at the houses. The very first house I looked at in Casa de Campo, how much do you think it was, Sabby? The very first one. I just bring up the website.
Give me square footage if you.
This one was 14,500 square feet.
Okay, so that's a cool $5 million
or 40.
40?
$39.9 million.
Threw up on thousands of dollars.
What's
worth.
the payment on that?
$400,000 a month.
What kind of rate can we get?
All right, we'll talk to Scott in a second for It's Only Money's coming up in a sec. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, you can always text us at 77031. So this Lake County case, and Deb, did you read up on this today? Did you see what I was talking about?
No, I did not.
So her name is Julie Sulpizio, and the case out of Lake County, you'll remember, she was trying to lure her neighbors that she hated. She actually thought they were demons. Down to her house so that her husband and 2 daughters could kill them, could assassinate them. And
that was a wild story.
Yeah. So what happened is when she showed up to her neighbor's house, her neighbors got so freaked out about her, they called the cops to do like a wellness check on the family because she was acting so erratically that the person that she was trying to con to go down there thought that maybe she'd already done something really bad at the house.
I remember this.
But she was actually trying to get them to go down there. So when the cops showed up, she actually lured the cops to go down there.
And it was strategic.
Yeah, because the instant the cop walked in, the 2 daughters and the husband were set up in the living room, and it was just a shooting gallery. He wasn't even in the house 20 seconds, and he was shot and killed. Right? And then they all sat on the couch simultaneously.
And in his dying breath, he saved the other cop that was there.
And then after that, they went and sat on the couch and all shot themselves.
Unreal.
Right? So they have her, of course, but the thing that I found out last week that kind of incensed me a little bit is they were allowing her to claim insanity, or they were not going to prosecute her, or
she's been found incompetent to stand trial.
Exactly.
Baloney.
But what I learned today, because I lost my mind over this, but I'm like, how incompetent can you be? You
brainwash your entire family.
Right. Well, and you had the wherewithal to lead these cops to go down there and be shot and killed by the family. But it turns out that the case is way different than I thought. They actually are going to put her in a mental health facility to counsel her and kind of find out what's going on and get her good. And then she's going back to court. So she's not getting away with this.
Oh, no, that's been the whole thing this whole time.
Every story I read did not say it like that, Deb. It said that she was going to get to circumvent the system because of this insanity plea kind of thing, and I never saw that they were going to rehab her and then put her ass in.
Well, that's interesting because she never made an insanity plea. She's been found, but you can see the differences, right?
Yeah, way different. Yeah.
So she's been found incompetent to stand trial, which means they can't put her on trial because she doesn't really understand the charges that she's facing or her actions that brought her her there. She has been described as psychotic. Of course,
bipolar, schizophrenic.
The family was said to be almost on the edge of being preppers. The girls weren't allowed to go to school. They weren't allowed to talk to people outside of the home. The family was very, very, very extreme. So once she's sent to a mental health facility and she's treated for her mental health issues, and then they go back and question her again. Okay, now you understand
medicated
your actions. Now you understand the charges that you're facing. When she's able to answer yes to that, then she will still go on trial.
It's so interesting to me that they are deeming her, incompetent when this was like a completely premeditated, calculated.
It was, and that's the part.
That seems like someone, though crazy and it's horrific, competent enough to calculate something like this.
And I got to tell you, I thought about it. I actually asked Ray Trinley about this yesterday because that was, one of the things, the same thing. And I think maybe, now she gets to go in there, and if she finds out, I mean, you think that if she kind of understands what's going on, she's going to be able to kind of continue the ruse of being incapable of doing that. But these scientists kind of know how to see through those things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this isn't their first rodeo.
It isn't. But the other thing, too, is they have to protect themselves because you obviously don't want to put someone in jail and G-pop that, has mental issues. I mean, not that everybody in jail doesn't, but,
Well, I think the bigger part of it, too, is they want to be able to secure a conviction.
Right.
And if they put a woman who has been deemed mentally incompetent on the stand or on trial, and they do get that conviction, they have an automatic appeal.
Yeah, that's.
So this way is the way of making sure that all of their T's are crossed and their I's are dotted, so that when she does step foot in that courtroom, she is not going to be able to escape the carnage that she caused that day.
Yeah. I wonder if she's shown any remorse for the death of her husband and children. That's the one thing.
That was part of the plan.
Like that would. But what I'm saying is, like, that is one of the big indicators that you are kind of checked out. There is, you really, when you say you don't know about anything, you don't know what's going on. If you don't understand that your daughters and your husband simultaneously killed themselves because of what you did, your actions, I don't know. And it was premeditated. You're right. She sent them down there to be shot and killed.
Unreal.
And they're lucky only one died.
Yeah, but the way he died was absolutely horrible. And what they heard on the phone, I mean, it was very clear that was their intention.
Yeah. Master Deputy Bradley Link is the one who was killed, and
God
of
rest
course,
his soul.
Yeah, and like you said, Sabrina, because he was the first one to step through that doorway, the other two deputies behind him were able to live, another day.
Sure
and
that he had stopped one of them from shooting.
I believe he did the father. I believe he shot the father. But either way, they still committed suicide.
Wellness check.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be.
This happened right down the street from my house.
The new one?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on Lake County, right down 44, right off of 44.
Sounds like fun neighbors, man.
Yeah. My property value went through the roof after that.
It's okay. We're talk to Scott Brown about that, what you should do with all that extra money.
When we list the house to sell, we're going to say murder adjacent. No
discount.
But when I saw that story, I was like, oh God. I mean, it actually made my entire day. I mean, it would be really nice to see her stand trial for what she did to that family.
It'll be interesting.
And what she did for all the, to all those people there. They will never ever forget that day.
No, of course not. And she will. They just have to make sure that they go by the book so that she has no way to appeal her conviction if she is convicted.
Yeah, 100%. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Scott Brown is here from Edgewater Family Wealth. Unfortunately, Scott, I think all of your spaces are taken for the events that we have right now, are they not?
We are jammed up, buddy.
How
about that? That's a good problem to have,
It's a good problem. We got I think we'll see about 65 or 70 in Lake Mary this weekend. Really excited about that event. We've got some new material we're going to share with people.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Got some new. I'm not just doing the old covers anymore, I'm not doing the classics, baby.
Give them the hits.
I got a new album out. I want them all to hear.
Oh, man, you're Timberlaking them. Oh, did you hear are you a Timberlake fan?
Yeah.
Nah.
I love and grew up on NSYNC, but I don't care for JT these days.
That's funny. I guess the album he just released, I didn't even know he had a new record out. It's not doing all that well.
Right.
No.
And one of the things is he's doing that old thing, like he released a new album and he did some show. It wasn't here in America. I think it was somewhere else. And like nobody was like, he was like, come on, sing along. And like
we don't know
everybody's
it.
like holding their hands up. Like, I don't know this song.
Sing bye, bye, bye.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, we don't care about your new record.
Yeah, give me the hits.
So this is 65 people that are willing to go in on a $40 million property at the Dominican
That's the
Republic?
plan.
Right,
That's
cool.
actually what the whole seminar is
This will
about.
work out
How
great
Jim
for
and I
us.
can get a golf villa in Casa de Campo.
Hey, I'm in as long as I can drive the golf cart.
It's going to be $5 a head.
Okay.
It's going to take a
For
minute.
the next 40,000 years.
I got to tell you, half the battle of there is getting to that airport. That's a hoot. And the other half of the battle is driving from the airport to there in a shuttle. It's about an hour drive, and you can see anything. We saw dudes like catwalking motorcycles with their kids on the handlebars, like going 60 down that road. It's bananas.
That's not unusual there. And I will tell you, on my approach to the Dominican, we did a touch and go. So that was fun.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Plane touches
in a
down.
737, we did a touch and go.
For what?
We're like literally 50 feet off the ground, and I'm like, arranging my stuff, getting my backpack ready, and he floors it.
Oh, great.
I mean, straight up we go. Like that plane got deathly clockwise. So we got a little shear going, and up he went.
Wouldn't it be funny to be like, hope you enjoyed your stay at Dominican Republic?
We're back in
It took him a good, what felt like 5 minutes to come on and tell us what happened. And everybody's like, is the plane on? What's going on here?
I demand answers immediately.
I want to know.
What did happen?
All right, let's take a little break. We'll do It's Only Money next. Our buddy Scott Brown is here, and that comes up right after this.
Make your smart speaker smarter. Hey Google, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
The ramp from I-4 westbound to I-95 southbound, that's blocked due to an accident. There's a crash slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike northbound at State Road 429. The ramp from I-95 northbound to State Road 40, that's partially blocked due to an accident. Traffic slowing down due to an earlier accident on I-4 westbound before Princeton Street. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Members get more with My Lowe's Rewards. Earn points towards My Lowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts and more. Join for free today. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms subject to change.
Put a spring in your step by replacing your old windows and doors with the beautiful latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. One reason is longevity. Unlike traditional vinyl, Renewal by Andersen's Fibrex material doesn't warp, crack, or degrade over time, meaning your windows and doors, they're going to last a lot longer without the need for frequent replacements. Plus, these windows and doors are designed to reduce outside noise, creating a quieter and more peaceful living environment. Susan says, love my windows, great experience. Renewal by Andersen installers were on top of everything. They were very conscientious, knowledgeable, and kept the job site clean and tidy. Very happy and highly recommend this company. Take advantage of Renewal by Andersen's 31-day spring sale. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Plus bonus first 50 callers save an additional $25 per window. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
I'm Rebecca. I was injured in a car accident and hired one of the big TV law firms. They sent me to an injury clinic that I felt just wanted to make money off me. I needed an attorney and doctors who cared about me. I called attorney Glenn Klausman, and he helped me get the best doctors who really helped me. I was extremely pleased with my settlement. He also got me $10,000 for vet bills for my dog that was injured in the accident, and he did that for free. Call attorney Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. That's 407-917-1718. Glenn Klausman, office, Winter Park.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they were 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media. Even twice as many teens than TikTok. And that reach means everything. Just think about the universal marketing formula. The number of consumers who hear your message times the response rate equals the results. Now let's get those results growing for your business. Radio's here now more than ever, and iHeart's leading the way. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio, where the reach is real. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Or call 844-844-iHeart. One more time, just call 844-844-IHEART and get radio working for you.
Daytona Bike Week is back. February 28th, March 9th. There's no better place to celebrate than at the iconic Daytona International Speedway. Home to the area's largest motorcycle marketplace with top manufacturer displays, top-of-the-line gear, custom bikes, and more. Plus, free demo rides and all the excitement of Harley-Davidson Thunder Round. It all culminates Saturday, March 8th with America's most historic motorcycle race, the Daytona 200. Daytona International Speedway is the place to celebrate Bike Week.
This is the sound of real people across Florida betting on sports. It's the sound of winning your bet, only on Hard Rock Bet. And if your first bet doesn't win, you get up to $100 back to try again. Hard Rock Bet is Florida's only legal sports book. Your home for betting hoops for any sport you choose. Download Hard Rock Bet now and get 2 shots at your first bet. Win, or you'll get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Insurance companies don't want you to hire an attorney so they can pay you pennies on the dollar for your injuries. But I don't cost you a dime unless I get you money. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Don't get pushed around by the insurance companies. Just call Mo.
We know you're loving the new preset feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
So cool, thank you.
But did you know that you can make almost anything a preset? Your favorite local station, sure, but your favorite podcast, that amazing playlist you made for free, even iHeart stations you can't get on the radio, like Freeform Radio and Alternative Rewind.
That's a game changer.
Whatever you choose, it's as easy as a tap to make a preset. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today by calling 844-844-iHeart. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Radio. Radio.
104.1. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Yow! Timing is everything. I'm destroying it.
So am I.
No, you're doing great. It's my fault. I should know better.
It sounded cool.
It did. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabrina's here as well. Let's do It's Only Money.
Helping people passionate about planning for their future rise above investment myths to build real wealth.
Isn't that really just common sense financial advice?
It's both.
Oh, okay.
It's Only Money with Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Good loud for a man, Scott Brown. EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com, 38 years as a fiduciary here in Orlando, getting people sage advice so that their money lasts them longer in retirement, set them up for all the good things.
Yeah, make their money last longer than they do, hopefully.
Is that accurate? Did I do all that right?
Close enough. You know.
All right, very good.
People don't like to outlive their money. That's a bummer.
They don't like to?
They
It'll
do
be
not.
buried with me.
No.
How crazy is that?
You can't run out of run out of money before you run out of you. That's not going to work.
That's got to be one of the most challenging parts of your job is because I'm sure that people want to maximize how much money they can extract from their savings and their 401k every year. They want to live as much life as possible, but they don't want to run out of money.
Correct.
So you have to, when you get into that 70, 71 year-old kind of age group, and you think to yourself, the average life expectancy for a male in the States is like 77, but you can also live to 85 pretty easily.
Well, as I say many times, there's a 50% chance a married couple age 65, one of them's going to live to be 90, and dudes, it ain't you.
Listen,
Love is love.
I mean, how do you do that, though? That's kind of crazy. I mean, do you have kind of some magic slide rule?
We do, actually. Yeah, we actually, each year, if you're an income, see, the thing people, I think, underestimate is the challenge of maintaining wealth and spending wealth rather than accumulating wealth. I don't want to say it's easy because obviously it requires extra money, discretionary income, and a whole heck of a lot of discipline. But when you're spending money, it's a very difficult process, and it's something that, in my opinion, needs to be reevaluated every 6 months. So if you go into a situation where the market's been good and you're spending 5-6% of your, you got $1 million and you're spending 50-60 grand a year, and then one day you wake up and it's 2008, and now you got 700 grand, suddenly that 50 or 60 grand's 8% or 9%, which isn't sustainable. So you have to understand where you are at any given moment throughout the market cycles. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. In fact, in 99 and 2000, I saw a lot of people get stubborn when things got saucy in 2000, 2001. I mean, collectively, we were down 35-40% in those 2 years.
Yep.
And people would say, well, Scott, I told you I'm spending this, and that's just the way it is, right? And the reality is that's not just the way it is. You have to make adjustments or you're going to go back to work. So you can be stubborn and you can also be going back to work. So I do have to take some time.
The worst coworker is that guy.
That guy, he actually makes that voice.
Stubborn.
Yeah. So again, when you're taking income, it's critical. It's critical you review your finances on probably twice a year.
So also when you guys have people in, I think one of the big things, and I've been online, you can start to see how much Social Security you're going to be able to pull, considering how much you've put in, when you plan on retiring, things of that nature. When people come to see you to talk about their portfolios, is that also part of the discussion, is kind of figuring out how much they're going to get within a certain realm, plus or minus a certain kind of error margin?
Yeah, it's a big part of it. So if you have recurring income, meaning you have a pension, which is rare these days, but a lot of ex-military folks have pensions. Yeah. If you have, obviously, Social Security, and maybe you have some rental income, wherever you're getting continuing income from is a huge, huge benefit to people trying to take income in retirement, because then they don't have to tax their investments as much.
Right.
They can do it at will. They can maybe take 10 grand or 20 grand or 30 grand here to go this, that, or the other. But the more revenue streams you have that are consistent and dependable, like Social Security, the easier it's going to be on you. So yes, we call that the delta. So you go in, you're like, look, I need 100 grand a year, but I'm going to get, me and the wife are going to get 55,000 from Social Security. We got one rental property is going to give us another 10. So our delta is whatever that is, $35,000 a year. We got X amount of dollars that we can draw that from. So if that person had 500 grand or 600 grand saved, they would say, all right, well, we have to extract 5 or 6% a year to meet that $100,000 income goal, right? So you all that goes into the math. But statistically, if you have recurring revenue from a pension, from Social Security, or from rental income, that's very consistent, stable income. It doesn't matter if the market goes up or down. It doesn't affect your Social Security. If the market goes up or down, it doesn't affect your pension. So and a lot of times people use annuities for that. They might get a guaranteed stream from some kind of annuity. So again, creating a situation where the income is consistent, not dependent on market returns, is the first part. The second part that is dependent on market returns, you want to visit that every 6 months.
Yeah, for sure. That way you know exactly where you are and what's happening. Like today, the last couple of days have been a bloodbath in the market.
A little wacky.
My stocks have really gone down.
Maybe it'll readjust. We'll see how it goes after tonight.
We'll see.
We shall see.
Yeah. All right, so you always bring in a couple things and talk about it. Let's get to those. It says here, what makes an advisor, quote unquote, good? And you said you had some observations from your 3 days with your study group, because this trip is part of that, right?
Yeah, so every year I go meet with 15 other financial advisors from around the country, and these are the best of the best. You'll see their names in Barron's, you'll see them on CNBC. These are all some of these people you would recognize, and we get together and we have a conversation. And a lot of people would say, "Well, 38 years, Scott, aren't you tired of these conversations?" But anybody that knows me knows I'm a little bit of a nerd for this stuff. I love the ideas, and some of these people are younger than me. Most of them are older, and some of them even retired, and they still come. Right, because they're interested in the concepts, what's coming out, what's new, what's AI going to do. I'm interested in providing more benefit to my clients. What can I give them? What service can I provide them? What algorithm can I look at? What AI is helpful? How can I get them from where they are to where they want to be? And this interests me to no end. The younger advisors teach us sometimes about new technologies. And I bring this up because my son, who's an advisor in my office, was telling me a story at the opposite end of the spectrum. he was telling me about a client that he just got, came to him a little apoplectic about what was going on in their account. And he said, well, and he just left a job. And he said, well, what are you going to do with your 401k? Now, this is a person that was making $200,000 a year, right? And the guy said,
big old 401k.
Wait for it. He isn't in the 401k. And what he said to my son, he said, well, I have a friend who's in the e-insurance business. And he told me that it's not worth it because it's only a 3% match. Now, in his head...
Bad friend.
Yeah, that is a bad friend. That's a salesperson. So the salesperson / friend said, why would you do that when you can do this other thing that's tax deferred, not mentioning that other thing is a life insurance policy that has huge upfront costs. The other part that the person didn't even understand. Now, this is a person making a nice income, an intelligent human being, didn't get what the 3% meant. They thought it was some kind of 3%. I'll earn 3% on what I put in, not understanding that at $200,000, 3% of your income is $6,000. So if you put in $6,000, they give you another $6,000, which, wait for it, is 100% return on your money and tax deductible.
Yeah.
But this person, who's a nice person, an intelligent person, had been talked out of it. The reason I'm telling you this story is to juxtapose the people I just sat with, right? They're all about process, efficiencies, costs, taxes. We talk about this stuff. Everybody else would fall asleep. We love this stuff. This person that sold this insurance product to their friend did not care about that. What they cared about was the commission. So I'm not poo-pooing insurance. Sometimes I have insurance.
That's one of the biggest questions we get asked when you're on is this insurance policy thing versus a 401k or an IRA Roth.
And the reason for that is it's a high commission product.
Yeah.
That's simply it. There are firms in this town that will go unnamed that is the only product they have. So you are a nail to their hammer every single time. All they have is a hammer. You are always going to be a nail. And you might say, well, Scott, there's some tax deferral. That's great, but half your money in the first couple of years is disappearing. So I don't care what tax advantages you have. If you start with half your money, that is a bad starting place.
Noted.
Yeah, write that down.
I did.
So again, my point being is these people I'm spending time with, I learn a lot from. I in my book, I've never made anyone rich. In that book, I wrote about the advisors I used to see 20, 30 years ago in conferences that would go to educational meetings being put on by top advisors who would read the sports page.
Wow.
They were just sitting there passing the time till they could go to the steak dinner later on in the day.
Yeah.
And I thought, boy, I bet your clients feel great if they saw you reading the sports page when there's a man standing up front who has a lot of really good solutions that would help them.
Wow.
So that's why I go to that group. And that's what I learned from these people. I rode in the car with one of them on the way to the airport one day. And you think and he's a golfer, and you think, well, he wants to talk about golf. He wants to talk about the margarita he had. He still wanted to talk about investments. He wanted to talk about process. He wanted to talk about managing money. He wanted to talk about tax implications. He wanted to talk about client efficiencies. He's very passionate about these things. And for 2 hours, that's what we talked about on the way to the airport. So how do you know you have a good advisor? Those are the good advisors, the ones that talk your ear off about process, about taxes, about efficiencies, not the ones that whip out a brochure and try to sell you something the second you walk in the door. So like our friend who didn't know what 3% match meant,
right?
Ask more questions.
Right, yeah.
If
people get embarrassed though, man.
Don't be.
They think they get embarrassed because they think that you think they know more than they do. In reality, they're coming to you for this reason, right?
I don't know
Listen,
anything.
Everybody out there, I know you don't know what you're talking about. It's okay to ask questions, right?
Right.
When I get my car fixed, I ask questions. When I go to the doctor, I ask questions. I am not a doctor. I will ask those questions. So people should never be shy about asking that second and third. Well, explain that to me. You said this is a 3% match. What does that mean? Right? Why are you saying this to me? What is the cost? Is that the only cost? That's another thing people don't do. They're embarrassed to ask about the cost, right? Well, if I have to ask about the cost, I clearly can't afford it. Well, that's not true. This is your hard-earned money. So, yes, everything costs something. That's fair. But know what you're paying and what layers of cost, because most advisors will have 2 or 3 layers of cost. Right. They're probably only revealing 1 or 2 to you.
And I would think in your business, one of the number one things is the ability to communicate these sometimes complex ideas and systems to someone who doesn't really know. I think that would be a great asset to be able to kind of put that in layman's terms so everybody can kind of understand in a bigger picture what's really happening with their money when they invest it with you rather than selling you something.
Yeah,
That's the other thing, too. People don't like being sold.
Well, here's the thing. I think if somebody can't explain it to you in terms that you understand, they don't understand it. No, I'm not kidding.
That's the Bitcoin thing.
I find, like, if I go to my physician and he's talking to me in chemical compounds and talking about body parts with names I don't understand, like he's using Latin or something, he's not somebody he's doing. He's saying, listen, Scott, you can't eat cookies every night because cookies cause cholesterol, and cholesterol causes this, and so on and so forth, right? So that's absolutely what we do.
Yeah, you lost me at don't eat cookies.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can still
I'm
eat
going to
cookies.
move on to another doctor.
Cookies don't cause cholesterol, right?
Yeah, Scott Brown here from Edgewater Family Wealth, edgewaterfamilywealth.com, right there on Edgewater Drive, 38 years as a fiduciary right here in Orlando. Let's move on to the second statement here. Warren Buffett, one of our favorite people, him and Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, had used the word mistake or error over 1,000 times in his annual shareholder report over the years. And you say here, why humility and patience will win every single time over arrogance and impatience.
Yeah, so
that sounds like old investor versus new investor.
It does sound a little bit that way. We have a big problem with arrogance and impatience right now. Everybody kind of wants to.
So sorry, Scott. We can talk in the hallway.
I tried not to look at him when I said it.
Jesus.
So a lot of people, as we know, especially young people, especially young men, right now.
They're all puffed up.
They are all puffed up.
What are you talking about, bro?
The crypto bros and the gaming bros and the meme coin bros. And again, I'm not saying these things are all worthless, although I kind of am. Gambling apps, all of these sort of things seem like shortcuts to these people. And rather than listen to somebody with a different point of view, meaning the opposite point of view,
right?
They're just going to bow up and shut you down, right?
Yeah.
And that is not a healthy way. And the reason I brought up Charlie and Warren is because I challenge anybody out there to read an annual report from another company, any company, Citibank, JP Morgan, whatever, I don't care, any financial company, and I challenge you to find where they said we made a mistake or we had an error, right? And the reason Charlie and Warren do this is to show people who are reading this that they're human, but they're disciplined, they're process-driven, they're not impulsive. They will tell you flat out, we should have bought Apple 5 years before we did, or even 10 years before we did. We didn't get it. We didn't understand it. We understand it now. We're correcting the error by buying more Apple or whatever they did some years ago. So, again, all I'm saying is to the younger people out there is find, I've said this maybe in the beginning of this show, is somewhere out there is an uncle or a cousin or a friend or somebody's dad or somebody, maybe their mom, whoever it is that you see as successful. These people seem to have money, they seem to be reasonable, they seem to be practical, and they seem to be humble. Find them. How did they do it? Do not find the 32-year-old with the Ferrari and the, I don't even know what, Gucci stuff.
I was going to say, Scott, but if I don't invest in a meme coin, how am I going to ghost ride my Lambo at 72?
Yes, so that's not really a long-term thing.
And that's why I call you Uncle Scott now.
That's right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, it is interesting because, we've talked about this before. One of the wealthiest dudes I ever knew was a doctor at Shands in Gainesville. He was the brother of my best friend's mom. Right? So he's his uncle. And I remember pulling up to his estate in Gainesville. We were going over there to hang out before we went to a football game. And we go through this winding road that's been, this winding driveway that was built out of the swamp. And next thing you know, it emerges into this Swiss chalet looking massive estate, absolutely out of a John Hughes movie, just so beautiful and everything like that. And I noticed that as I pulled up, the wife came out, and there was nobody else there. There was a gardener up front, doing some work in the garden, and there was just this wife there.
Hello.
And we went around, and we're talking and stuff, and the grandma looks at Chris, my friend, and says, "Does your friend want to meet John?" John was the uncle. And I said, no problem whatsoever. Let's go meet him. And I walked in, and I expected, because you could see through the hallway, there's a library. And then you expected old John, the physician.
Smoking a pipe with elbows.
The guy who worked on Reagan when Reagan had his heart attack. That's who this was.
Okay.
All right. Just give you an idea of what kind of juice we're pulling here.
Very prominent,
right?
yes.
Very prominent. And it was not that. Not at all. It was the gardener out front.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It was the guy out front in a garden. You know what he drove to work every day to Shands?
Civic.
A Ford Ranger.
Wow.
that he used to garden. He didn't have a Bentley or a Rolls or any of that. His wife had the car they used as a car. He could care less about any of that stuff. The house was for his wife.
Yep.
He told me, he goes, I'd live in the garden shed if it was up to me. I have no interest in that. His whole thing was helping people with their health. That's all he cared about. The money was an unfortunate byproduct of what he did with his specialty, but he was just like that, as humble and as ingratiating as you can imagine, and just stanky rich.
Well, and he's rich because of all those things.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The humility and the patience, and maybe his intention wasn't to get rich, but he was rich because of those things. So I want to emphasize that to everybody listening, there's somebody in their life that they know has done this, has used patience and perseverance, and maybe they're not worth $100 million, but maybe they're worth $1 million, maybe they're worth $2 million. They live in a nice home, they seem reasonable, they drive an okay car, but not a crazy car. They're not wearing a Rolex, but they're reasonable people that look like they have their act together. Go to those people and sit them down, buy them lunch, say, hey, listen, can you give me some advice? Tell me what I might be doing right, what I might be doing wrong. I'm not saying don't take a flyer on Bitcoin, or maybe throw some money at a Buccaneer game or something every once in a while for fun. But
not your life savings.
Not your life savings. Do not, as I've said many times before, you don't want failure to be the end. Like if you fail small, you'll learn your lesson, hopefully, once or twice, hopefully. But if you fail big and it's game over, right? So you can't fall into that trap. And that person, I promise you, is out there. And if they're not out there, there's a zillion books by people who are more than willing to share their wisdom to you. And by the way, the average American doesn't read a book a year. So let's work on that a little bit, shall we? There's Audible now for you people who just want to listen to a book.
You can listen to a book. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, Scott Brown again. That's EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. We don't have any events right now because they're all sold out. All the seats are reserved. But do you have something coming up in the near future?
So next week I'll have some new dates. We're gonna have an Orlando date for sure, and possibly a new Mount Dora date. So I'll get those to you next week. But in the meantime, you can do a consult with us, which many people do. Take us up on that at EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. You can reach out, get the pull down there for a consult. If you'd like a copy of I Never Made Anybody Rich, which is my book, you can do that as well on the website. Again, that's EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. And in my book, I Got a Guy, which is a guide to using a financial advisor there as well.
And let me set a little urgency for you, too. When we start mentioning these new dates coming up, we take the summer off.
We do.
All right. So you want to make sure that if you have some urgency in your schedule throughout the year, when we start dropping these dates on you next year or next week, make sure that you make your plans early, because come May, June, we take the summer off. You won't see us again until fall when it comes to these private seminars that don't cost you a nickel. Matter of fact, you get a nice lunch out of it and some information that could change your life. So just keep that under your hat when we start dropping these dates to be expeditious when it comes to making your reservation.
Yeah, we love to have you. And as I've said many times, everybody doesn't become our client because they're not ready to be our client. But if we can help you get ready over the next few years to become one, we're happy to do so.
You got it, buddy. Always good seeing you, man. Oh, there you go. Little sound effect there, Savvy. You're the greatest. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us, 77031. Deb, you heard it here first.
Round of applause for Mr. Scott Brown. Yay! Yeah, you heard it here first. We're going to talk about Andrew Tate reacting to Governor DeSantis. The Fire Festival 2 host island says the event, quote, does not exist, end quote.
That guy just got out of prison for that.
Yep. And how were the ratings for the Oscars? We're going to talk about that next during You Heard It Here First.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear all of that. All right, back in a second. Well, you heard it here first, and we'll get the hell out of here on a Tuesday.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and today is going to overall be a quiet and seasonable day, a high of 78 degrees in Orlando. As we head into our Wednesday, though, it is a Fox 35 weather impact day. It will be a warm and windy day to start. We'll expect high temperatures in the low 80s. But we are also going to be tracking a cold front, bringing with it the potential of a couple of strong to severe storms. Those have the potential of bringing some strong, damaging wind gusts, heavy rain, and the potential of small hail. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Get the meal deal you really want. Wawa's $5 Big Breakfast Deal gets you any sizzly breakfast sandwich any size hot or iced coffee, and a hash brown for just $5. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Tools Ace Hardware carries the best brands and grills from Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Napoleon. Also, you can check out the new lineup of Traeger Woodridge grills and Napoleon Prestige and Rogue models. These guys also have pizza ovens from Uni and Ghazni. And I will tell you, man, there is so much fun in that little pizza oven. You have no idea. But you can make sure everyone has a place to sit with outdoor furniture from Polywood. That stuff is beautiful, virtually indestructible, made from recycled plastic, will not fade in the Florida sun. But they also have service tech specializing in grills to help with any repair or warranty issues. And check this out. You can get free assembly and local delivery on any backyard purchase, $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, 13 convenient locations right here in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free on-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Spring is finally here, and so are spring projects. So get them started at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale. This weekend, save on products like pressure washers for $69.99, 42-inch roller cabinets for under $500, plus 30% off Hercules corded power tools. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 3/9/25 while supplies last. Limitations apply, so spring in before it's over.
Have you heard about Goldbacks? They're a local gold currency that can be used right here in Florida. Goldbacks are real 24-karat gold that you can hold right in your hand. They look like cash, but they don't inflate like cash. And here's the best part. We're giving them away absolutely free. Residents can claim their free half Goldback by visiting freegoldback.com and getting it shipped right to your home. It's real gold, it's really free, and it's yours. Claim one today at freegoldback.com before they're gone.
Warning, if you're thinking about surgery to fix your chronic joint pain, stop, because surgery can be risky, painful, and come with a lengthy recovery time. But there is an alternative, a groundbreaking therapy that revitalizes damaged tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics has successfully treated tens of thousands of patients, freeing them from pain in their knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints. Before you resort to invasive surgery, find out if you're a candidate for this advanced regenerative therapy by calling 689-314-7578. Don't let chronic pain dictate your life any longer, and don't risk surgery. Learn more about the joint pain therapy endorsed by professional athletes and available now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. To find out if you're eligible, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics. You owe it to yourself to learn more about this surgery-free alternative with no drugs and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today, 689-314-7578. 689-314-7578.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact-check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Have you found your new favorite feature on the iHeartRadio app yet?
Presets and lyrics. This is so good.
I've been telling all my friends.
Wait, you guys aren't using this yet?
You're missing out.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Get ready for the biggest night in podcasting.
The iHeart Podcast Award goes to...
Join us for our 2025 iHeart Podcast Awards, live from Austin, Texas at South by Southwest.
Celebrating the most innovative and influential voices in the podcasting world.
Push boundaries.
Sit down with amazing guests every week.
And engage audiences in new, remarkable ways.
Don't miss our 2025 iHeart Podcast Awards.
Watch on iHeartRadio's YouTube channel and listen right here.
Monday night at 11.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb and Sabby are here along with our buddy Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth. Again, if you would like to make a consult appointment, you can do that. How much are those, Scott?
Let me see. Carry the 30.
It's a grand total of nothing.
Nice.
A grand total of...
we would love to have you. We might even give you a soda.
Free 99.
A soda pop.
All right, yeah. Get over there and make your appointment. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Just go down to the pull-down bar and make your consult. And God only knows. He just told me a story during the break that a couple came in, had no idea where they were. They were really nervous about where they were in retirement. And after you made some notes, you told them how much they had ready to go, and they were completely flattened. They had no clue.
Idea.
No clue.
They were so nervous about the process, they hadn't bothered to add it up. They were afraid they wouldn't like the number until I gave it to them. They're like, oh,
we're good.
We're rich.
We're out of here.
A hero.
All right. So, again, that's EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com. Thanks, Scott. Always good seeing you, big dog.
My pleasure.
All right. Let's do You Heard It Here First.
Damn it.
It's time for
Not at all.
You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, well, it turns out Andrew Tate says he's disappointed in Governor Ron DeSantis. This comes after DeSantis said influencer brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate, who are charged with human trafficking in Romania, are not welcome in Florida. The pair arrived in Fort Lauderdale last Thursday. Speaking on the PBD podcast, Andrew said he believes the governor was pressured to say that.
Oh, is that right, Andrew?
He also said he has an American passport and the whole point of democracy is being innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about that, though. He just said he didn't want them in Florida.
Well, again, here's the thing. You're facing charges in Romania. Yeah, their rules a little bit different than here in the United States, but you just keep clapping back.
Yeah.
All right, Fire Festival 2 is just a couple months away, but its host island says the event, quote, does not exist, end quote.
Solid.
Tickets went on sale, ranging in price from how much do you think these tickets are being sold for?
$1,500.
I heard a number that was so bananas that I'll say I heard it was something like Scott was saying, entry levels like $1,500, but I heard the VIP packages can get into the 7-figure range.
Yes, you're right. They range in price from $1,400. Look at that, Scott, saving you $100.
I saw the documentary.
To over $1 million. However, authorities of the Mexican island Isla Mujeres, where the event is scheduled to begin May 30th, said they didn't know about it.
Is that right?
A representative.
I feel like that's top of the to-do list for a festival.
Yeah, the
to let the locals know about it.
Yeah.
A representative told The Guardian that he suspects founder Billy McFarland and Fire Festival 2 organizers thought they would begin planning the event and ask for permits later, just later.
Yeah.
Saying, quote, it's a naive way to think, end quote. McFarland, of course, went to prison for fraud related to the first Fire Festival in 2018.
And the video from that is still some of the best video online.
Oh, man. You mean the sandwiches?
These people who paid $7,000 so they could eat a cheese sandwich covered in sand in a tent that got blown over a week ago? Yeah, the greatest.
Staying in a 10-year-old Coleman tent.
Remember that guy was about to do some stuff just to get Evian on the
Yeah.
Exactly. That's right, he was.
I did hear about that, yeah.
And then finally, ratings for the Academy Awards are down from last year.
They were down.
Just over how many people tuned into ABC's broadcast Sunday?
That's wild. For some reason, this thing had a lot of hype and got a lot of media. I thought maybe it would be, but the movies were kind of nondescript. Down, let's say, 5%.
Well, how many people total do you think watched? I'm sorry.
9 million.
10 million.
Scott?
I'll take the over, 11.
Point Scott. Just over 18 million people tuned into ABC's broadcast Sunday, but that's a 7% drop.
Who was the host?
From 2024, Conan O'Brien.
He did a good job, too. Super funny.
The total is the first drop in 4 years since the all-time low of 10.4 million viewers in 2021. The number on Sunday was still enough to make it the most watched non-sports or news telecast of the 2024-2025 TV season so far.
And the 2021 would have been the post-COVID one, right? Or during COVID. Yeah.
Is that the slap?
Right, yeah. No.
That's 22 or 23. I think it's 23.
Yeah.
Either way, you heard it here first on The Jim Colbert Show.
Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that very much.
You're welcome.
Who do we have to thank today?
Well, first and foremost, we want to thank Sabrina for producing for us today.
It is my pleasure. Anytime.
We also want to thank Scott Brown with Edgewater Family Wealth in case you missed his segment. I've already posted his podcast under JimColbertLive.com. Also want to thank Tibby's for our delicious lunch today. Thank you so much, Tibby's.
Happy Fat Tuesday.
Happy Fat Tuesday. Get all that stuff out of your system.
I'm about to go Fat Tuesday
tomorrow morning.
Right now.
Ash Wednesday's tomorrow, y'all.
That's right.
Also want to thank Brian Turner for his suggestion for What'd You Do That's New. And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. I just found out from Jack Bradshaw because, of course, he's on quick little vacation, but still listening to every word we say and doing stuff. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, it's the only time slot they have available. We'll be interviewing ZZ Top.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're performing at SeaWorld coming up for their big Seven Seas Fest. And,
you made it one.
And we have a ZZ Top interview for you first thing tomorrow here on the Jim Colbert Show. Be sure to tune in. Billy Gibbons is one of the greatest guitar players in the history of guitar. He actually played and knew Jimi Hendrix for years, and he's just a complete monster. They call him the Tone Master.
Legends.
And one of the coolest dudes ever as well.
Legends.
Yeah, complete legend, man. So that's tomorrow right here on the Jim Colbert Show, a live interview with ZZ Top.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's great news, Jack.
All right, let's get out of here. Sab, thank you so much. I can't begin to appreciate.
I had a blast. I'm here anytime you want.
Thank you.
Absolute blast. Scott Brown again. Thank you as well, buddy. Always good seeing you. EdgewaterFamilyWealth.com to book your consults.
Thank you.
Very good. On behalf of Deb, Sabby, and Scott, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show and a live interview with ZZ Top. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Tuesday evening. Fat Tuesday evening.
See you Wednesday. Bye.
Well, I don't know about that.
If you missed any part of today's show, check out the Jim Colbert Show on demand. And for highlighted feature segments, listen to the Jim Colbert Show The Goods. Both are available for free on the iHeartRadio app.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.